Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to KUMBTV's Eyes Up. Mother Brown, we are here for the very first Europa League tie of the season. West Ham United travelling to Dinamo Zagreb. And I've done it again. There we go. Managed to cut it out quickly this time. And yes, as I was saying, West Ham versus Dinamo Zagreb, the first tie in Group H this season, on quite possibly West Ham's toughest task of the entire campaign coming up straight away. We will be running through the teams, what we expect from the opposition very soon. But before we do that, I need to introduce our own team. First of all, you'll know him very well. It's Noam Gordon, who's joining us on this early one today. But we also have an Eyes Up Mother Brown Virgin joining us for the very first time. It's KUMB's intrepid match reporter, Mr. Chris Wilkerson, is joining us on KUMB TV for the first time. Chris, welcome. How are you doing?
Good evening. Thank you for having me on tonight. Well, this afternoon, I suppose. It's very early, isn't it? I don't know where we are.
I suppose technically we are 15 minutes left, aren't we, of the afternoon? But good to have you, buddy. It's been, it's been a while coming. We've sort of got there slowly.
It's a historical night. I thought, it's my time to enter.
What a perfect one to do it, and let's hope it's a profitable night for the Hammers. Chris, I was just saying there, it's on paper, out of the 6 group ties, it looks like our toughest one. Would you go along with that?
Yeah, especially being away first up. I'd imagine attitude-wise, it's, I don't know, the nerves could be. Some of them won't have played European football. Some of them are coming into, from that lineup, coming into the team, having not played much football either this season or for the club as well. And It could be quite fierce out there. So you never know. I'm hoping the midfield's sturdy today. I'm on sturdy midfield is my watchword.
Well, let's find out how sturdy the midfield actually is, because Naomi's going to take us through the teams. There are considerable changes to the side we've expected to see in the opening Premier League games of the season, Naomi, isn't there?
Yeah, I haven't counted up the number of changes. I've only just been able to get online and get the teams in front of me. So what I'll do is I'll rattle through them to start off with, and then maybe we'll look at the changes as they register. We'll do us. I know we're the away team, but we'll do us first. In goal, Fabianski. Then we have Fredericks, Zuma, Diop, Presswell, Rice, Souček, Vlasic. First start of the season for Lanzini, Fornals and Antonio. On the bench is pretty much everybody else. We've got Soufal, Yarmolenko, Areola, Dawson, Noble, Bowen, Ogbonna, Benrahma, Masuaku, who hasn't been seen yet this season, Johnson, Kral and Randolph. And now the bit you've set me up for, it's the opposition.
Looking forward to this.
Yeah, okay then. Right, okay.
Do you need a drum roll?
Right. In goal, they start with Livakovic. Then they have Sutalo, Lauritsen, Theophilus P. Wildebeest, Ristovski, Ademi, Mizic, Franjic, Ivan Juzic, Petkovic, and Orsic. I won't go through the subs because the rest of the squad is the usual thing on that. One to look out for perhaps is Orsic in the 99 shirt, the coveted 99 shirt. Yes. He's the lad who scored a hat-trick in last season's Europa League, albeit against Tottenham. So it's kind of like 1.5 goals, really, I suppose.
Yeah, but it doesn't really count, I suppose.
He's their top scorer in European football over the years. So clearly he's probably scored against better teams than Spurs in that time. So maybe one to watch out for. And I thought I did quite well there, considering.
Yeah, I was quite impressed actually.
Well, I guess the point is no one's going to know any better, are they? So it doesn't. No one would have really noticed unless we've got any Croatian Hammers probably screaming at the monitor right now and going, "That's the way you pronounce the Adolphi."
Yeah. I'd just like to apologise to anybody from that part of the world who, if I've inadvertently said something incredibly rude or wrong. If you're offended, fair enough. If you're rolling about laughing, then that's much better.
Let's take a look, Chris, at the West Ham lineup As Noam said, several changes in there. Any surprises for you?
I mean, I thought he'd play Areola. I thought it would be perfect time to introduce him, especially I'm not surprised by Diop and Zuma together. You've got the French connection. I thought they might go for the trio there. I think I'm quite happy to see Soufal given a rest. I think he's looked. I think all the World Cup boys have looked a little bit leggy.
Yeah.
And I think as long as Lanzini's dropping in, and I think he is better deeper, I think that should help out. Souček and right in the middle, because I'm worried about them getting tired, and it might be early in the season, but I don't think they've rested.
Yeah, what do you make of Krul being on the bench? Because I think most people are expecting him maybe not to replace Rice, but maybe Souček tonight.
I mean, it just depends on experience as well. Because I mean, tossing it up in the week, I thought it was Noble or Krul. In fact, Lanzini had gone through my mind, and I think you look now and think actually European football, keep the ball. And it gets easier to work, less tiring if you've got the ball, probably. And he's very, very good at keeping things ticking over. But yeah, it's a little bit. I thought Nobes would go in. I thought Moyes would go back to experience.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you actually. And also quite so. No, what's the view on Soufal being rested? I mean, I think Chris made a very good point. Hasn't quite looked his best, has he, since coming back from the Euros?
Can I come back to you, Graham? I've got Mr. Moyes on the screen at the moment. I'll find out what he's got to say.
No worries. Well, Chris and I can go over that one then.
True.
And also Areola, Chris. A lot of people thought he was going to start tonight.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Do you think he might be coming in at the weekend for the Premier League instead?
I mean, I've seen some speculate on so. I mean, it would be a surprise to me. It would be. I don't. I don't think I could look at any goals we've conceded. I mean, early on against Newcastle, I was concerned that Fabianski was tight to his line for the first goal, but I'm not really concerned since I don't think he's done anything that would be worthy of losing his place. So it'd be weird for him to do one and then leave him out of the Man United game. I mean, that's how it feels anyway. It'd feel like an odd time to go with a new goalkeeper as well, Man United. That could be a more difficult game.
Yeah, I think I make you absolutely right. The French connection, as we've mentioned in the heart of defence, it makes sense, doesn't it? Really Diop, of course, hasn't really had a look in, but if you're going to bring him in, what a perfect opportunity to do it against a highly successful French international playing alongside him in Kurt Zuma.
Well, yeah, and I sometimes wonder whether there's something that goes with him sometimes, whether it's confidence, whether it's concentration. Maybe that voice will help. Maybe their styles will as well. They've both got probably a bit more legs in them than Dawson and Ogbonna. Probably got a bit more pace about them, and maybe that would just, if Diop's not having to worry so much about the man behind him, maybe he'll be comfortable on the front foot and he won't do half and half, which sometimes he does do. He deserves a chance to show that he's more the defender of his first year than the defender since, and that's a question that's still to be answered, to be fair.
What do you make of the whole Diop situation? Because, I mean, if you remember, going back a little more than a season or so ago, we had the likes of Jose Mourinho saying that, West Ham had managed to pull off a major coup by signing him for, 22, 23 million. And then, sort of the last few months, he's really fallen out of favour, hasn't he, with Moyes? But as you say, a real opportunity for him tonight to put himself back in the frame.
I always thought that his problems are kind of more of his more simple basics, maybe basics that are more. It feels like more examined in the English game. I mean, those Burnley games you watch him, it's not crossing. I mean, he can head a flat cross. He's quite good in the air if it's flat. A looper ball over his shoulder, and he just seems to lose confidence. He just seems to lose track of the balls. Yeah. So I can see why when Dawson was in such form as well. I mean, he's started to lower on his consistency rather than higher lately. But there was nothing really that he was doing last season in particular that was giving Diop much of a foot in the door to get back in. It's difficult when you're younger, I suppose, as well. And yet defenders they get that experience a bit older. They do seem to peak later.
Yeah, I guess that's the point. He's still relatively young, isn't he? So time is very much on his side. Noam's been listening to David Moyes, who's just been chatting to BT Sports. What did the boss have to say, Noam?
Well, there was an amusing bit where he said Everton rather than West Ham, which
which
caused a bit of amusement to the interviewing Joe and Carlton Cole sort of thing. He said, you two would have played for you two would have played in Europe for Everton in the past, and then he said West Ham. Carlton Cole asked him what he was hoping to get out of the Europa League. But and he was trying to sort of play down expectations, but there's certainly the comment was that they were aiming to get out of the group,
Right.
and so that was sort of his main thing. And then he was asked about Antonio, which he came up with an interesting comment, which Joe Cole mentioned that Antonio's not the sort of striker that perhaps Dinamo Zagreb were used to facing, and Dave Moyes mentioned that, obviously he's a big physical player, uses his body a lot, but he made a comment about whether or not referees would be as accepting of that style of play in Europe, as opposed to the Premier League, where it's a little bit more common. So, but he was very complimentary about Antonio, both as a centre forward and as as a team player.
Yeah.
So that's something perhaps to look out for. How both the Zagreb defence and Mr. Ruddy Bucket. Okay.
I was just going to come on to that. We had a nice line into the referee's name. Ruddy Bucket.
Yeah, or Ruddy Bouquet.
Ruddy Bouquet.
Experienced French official. And funny enough, I think, I think I read that he was in charge of Zagreb's demolition of Spurs last season. Funny enough.
Yep.
But whether that's a good sign or a bad sign, I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna pause you there momentarily, Noam, because we have a very special guest joining us right now on the stream. And assuming everything works okay, the pitfalls of modern technology and all that, but we're hoping that the pink Palermo, there he is, there's our man, joining us live from Zagreb, in fact. Well, you wouldn't know it because he could be anywhere, judging by what's behind him. How you doing, Pinky? Can you hear us?
Evening all. Yeah, here we are in whatever their stadium's called. I can't remember what it's called. It's something like Stadium Miramisk or something like that. What I'm looking at from here is the away support in the far end. We've got a massive banner underneath that says Bad Blue Boys. I've got to say, there aren't that many of them. I've seen bigger scout troops, if I'm being honest. They're all sort of like doing a nice little routine now. A bit like the old Icelandics did in the old Euros a few years back. It's all coordinated. So Bad Blue Boys is clearly a dance band. I mean, I can see it now. They could go on Britain's Got Talent and win a competition of that coordinated. Our lot on the other hand are a little less coordinated, but actually in very good voice here this evening, Graham.
Sounds it, mate. Can you do us a favour? Can you swing your camera 90 degrees and then perhaps pan it round to the away end so we can see? There you go. There it is. There's the stadium. What do we reckon on the allocation for West Ham, Pinky? Is it a sellout? Do you see around? I mean, we had about 2,000 tickets, didn't we, all in all?
The ever-popular gentleman with the drama is being referenced by our support at the minute. And I'm afraid he'll get plenty of that all evening if that's what he's got. But I've got to say, hugely disappointing turnout by the Zagreb supporters. I mean, there can't be 5,000 Zagreb in here tonight. And I've got to say, considering the calibre of the opposition that they're being treated to this evening, do they not realise who they're playing tonight? How lucky they are to be watching and playing West Ham United. I'm absolutely appalled that the citizens of Zagreb don't turn up. I mean, it's a shocking turnout by them. Dare I say,
maybe they're all in the pub still.
If we could have got the tickets, I've no doubt at all, we'd have brought more than they have tonight. That's how low their turnout is tonight. Our lot,
what a shame.
Every seat is sold. I mean, we know that. Every ticket has been sold. Bit difficult today, queuing up and what have you to get them. But, most people seem to have got in here. I'm reading reports that there's loads outside and blah, blah, blah. I can't see it, to be honest. I mean, I'm looking around, down the entrance where you come in. Yeah. I think people have got in the main. I'm guessing there's 12 to 1,300 here of our lot and what looks like 4,000 to 5,000 of their lot. So we're looking forward to a good game tonight. Strange lineup, got to be said. Fredericks at right back. Don't know the thinking there. But I just think, I've discussed amongst the cognoscenti of the support here, and maybe the Zuma-Diop partnership. Yeah. Maybe that's David Moyes giving a nod to the long-term future of the club. And
Yeah.
it looks like they're getting ready for the players to come out any minute now. They're just starting all the Europa preamble nonsense that they do. The pitch, it must be said, is diabolical.
Right.
This is a real farmer's pitch. It's a shock. It really is.
How was your journey? First of all, the flight, and how was your journey from the hotel to the stadium?
Yeah, I mean, fine. I mean, quite a few of the boys did a march in the middle, surrounded by the law. Me and a couple of the older heads, we just hopped on a tram. It cost us 40p.
Yeah.
Took 8 or 9 minutes. You know, got my ticket for the return journey. I reckon I'll be back in the hotel bar by 10:30. You know, whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, it's a good crowd that's out here. Well behaved. I've got to say, the West Ham United supporters, as you would expect, impeccably behaved on another overseas trip. I've seen and heard of no grief at all today. Our lot, yeah, a few have had a few beers, but why wouldn't you? It's been pretty warm all day, and I think everyone's just looking forward to a good game today.
Marvellous. Well, of course, it's a big away trip. It's the sort of thing we haven't had the opportunity to do for a while. I noticed you're behind a running track again. So, like I said on Twitter earlier, home from home, essentially, for West Ham fans.
Absolutely. I mean, that gives us home advantage, surely. You know, I mean, Karen Brady, you can see her son column already, can't you, on Saturday? It'll be something along the lines of, they tell us they hate watching from behind a running track, but we sold every ticket to a stadium where they play behind a running track. You can see it already. So, Karen, if that's your opening line, I'm going to sue you for plagiarism. There you go.
What do you what do you make of the team selection? Obviously, you've seen it now. There's a few surprises, perhaps. Fabianski in goal. You know, as you mentioned, the French pairing at the back. Any other shocks in there for you?
I thought he might have actually rested Rice tonight, if I'm being honest.
Yep. Okay.
But you know, the rules of this competition are clear. To go through, you have got to win your group. And I suspect this will be the toughest tie of the round and the toughest leg of the toughest tie of the round. And I think David Moyes has put out a side that's probably just strong enough to win tonight, but also half an eye on Sunday's fixture against Manchester United. But in my mind, this is the senior of the two matches. We should be trying to win this game tonight. I think if you ask every single supporter who's spent a lot of money coming here tonight, this is the competition we want to, progress in this season. No question.
Absolutely. Pinky, I'm joined on the stream tonight by Chris, our intrepid match reporter, as I said earlier.
I'm starting to lose you there. The players are on the way out, and they're coming out from the tunnel just down in front of us. And
let me ask you.
The Bad Blue Boys are back doing their choreography again. Oh, and they're waving flags. Oh, hang on, you've got to see this.
Go on. Oh, look at that. There's a spectacle. You're right. It's not
very Crystal Palace. How very Crystal Palace. I mean, it could be the Holmesdale end we're watching. Hang on, here's some more.
Look at that. That is the away end at the stadium. So, as Pinky said,
any very far now, I expect them to burst into glad all over. I mean, honestly, this is shocking.
Pinky.
Let me do me a favour. If you don't beat this lot, hang our heads insane. I've got to go now, lads, because
quick,
one more question. In a minute.
One more question before we go. Give us your prediction.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you, lads.
Right.
Got to go.
No worries.
I'll catch you later.
We'll catch you later. Well, there you go. There it is. The Pink Palermo coming at you live from Zagreb. He's in the stadium. He's made the trip up there along with another couple of thousand Hammers fans. Gentlemen, I was going to see if you had any questions for Pinky, but we kind of run out of time and any opportunity to do so. So perhaps we can do that again at the final whistle. But Chris, you're a bit surprised to see the ground that empty. I mean, it didn't even look half full, did it, from what we could see there?
Yeah. I mean, you don't know. Obviously, with all this in the world, you don't know. But I'd have thought that's a big chance. And as much as anything, showing off to the English. I know it sounds a bit old-fashioned, but you do feel sometimes when an English team goes abroad, it does seem to rise. They seem to rise to it and want to show off, and they know it's going to be watched a lot. So yeah, I would have thought, unless they think it's a cakewalk, I don't know, but they might be surprised.
Maybe they do. Maybe they're expecting an easier game, having seen Tottenham off with consummate ease in the second leg of last year's round of 16 tie. But no, just coming back to West Ham briefly, we're getting closer to kick off now. The players are lining up on the pitch for those of you that don't have a stream. And Vlasic, new signing. He's not going to be a very popular boy, one would assume, in the stadium tonight, having played for one of Zagreb's rivals in the past. But are you expecting big things of him tonight and more so going forward?
Yeah, I mean, he had, when he came on Saturday, particularly the first sort of 10, 15 minutes he was there, he certainly sort of had a bit about him. He looked like he knew what he was doing, what he was there for. And as I say, he's got unfinished business, hasn't he, for Premier League? But this is kind of a little bit more of his patch, and the new guys have all got a bit of European experience. And just to sort of put what Pinky was saying about the emptiness, if you like, of the stadium.
Yes.
The big stand down one touchline looks completely closed. They've got sort of flags and everything covering all the seats.
Yeah.
And the upper tier of the stand, which has got the Bad Blue Boys banner, that's not easy to say, is it? The upper tier of that, there are only a few people dotted around.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at all that. Just one other interesting bit of, well, not even interesting, but a bit of nonsense, a little fact there that for people who haven't got any stream or anything, our shirts are unsponsored for this match. It's quite a common thing across various countries in Europe where sponsorship by betting companies is verboten, or as they say in Germany. And similarly, I think some countries alcohol is also similarly banned. But we're about to kick off. Players taking the knee. West Ham will be kicking off, tacking the goal to our right as we watch with that big empty stand opposite, and we're underway.
Okay. Before we go any further, we haven't done our predictions yet. Chris, what do you reckon?
2-1. 2-1 to
2-1 to us.
I'm
2-1 West Ham win.
Yeah. I'm on the stream. I best be positive.
No.
I was going to say 2-1 actually, but to be different, I'll say 1-1. So we've got a corner already. Okay. 28 seconds in. I don't know how your streams are matching up, but Chris, we normally do a quick time check just to see who's most up to date. I'm on 40 seconds now there, and corner on the right hand side anyway, and Cresswell's down there to take it. People lining up, and Diop and Souček. Souček's got his hand on. On Zuma. Zuma's shoulder there, having a brief chat. It looks like they're talking about the weather, but anyway, we're ready to go.
Okay.
Cresswell takes the corner, plays it to the far post. Keeper punches away, and Fornells is on the edge of the box, but he's played it in the touch, so nothing coming of that.
All right. For the record, I'm going to go for a 2-1 defeat. So we've got 1 win, 1 defeat, and one draw. So one of us is going to be right tonight. Anyway,
that basis there, aren't we? Yeah.
I'm 16 seconds behind you, known for the record. It's 1:08 on mine right now. Chris, where are you at?
Still get myself sorted.
Okay.
Antonio's still about to be sent off at Southampton on there, isn't it?
He's just resting still. 30.
1.5 minutes gone.
Though we've had all the ball basically, and the home side are just sitting back behind it, and that's a nice ball played out left from Antonio. Another corner. The camera distance is quite away as well from anyone else, but we've just earned another corner out on the left-hand side. It's a good start. We're not battering them, but we've had a lot of the ball, and this is the second corner. And
interestingly, the one of the forwards there, I'm not sure which player it is, number 21, just prior to that corner being awarded, no, and jumping if it's taken, was motioning at the rest of his team to come forward and not to sit so deep. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. But
Petkovic
no,
is
back to you for the corner.
Yeah, Petkovic, corner taken, out swinger, and Antonio gets the end of it, but straight the edge of the box. Lanzini's twisting and turning in there, and it shoots high and wide. He's claiming a little touch there. Let's have a look now. And that might have got a touch off the defender there. It certainly moved a bit after Lanzini had hit it, but referee's given a goal kick, so nothing comes of it. But yeah, decent start. We're playing in their half, and
certainly are looking good. Chris, from a purely aesthetic perspective, that's a new font and new numbers we're playing with, isn't it, on the back of our shirts tonight?
Oh, crikey, that's a keener eye than I'd got. I'm still trying to work out whether that looks like a Tesco bag now. It doesn't have a sponsor on the front anymore. I'm trying to. It's thrown. Oh yeah, that is. Is that European font?
I was going to say, is that a special Europa League font they're wearing?
Yeah.
Fancy.
Very nice.
They usually have a different one for different competitions, don't they?
Oh, there you go.
Now, referees play on there. Petkovic has just gone down under a challenge, and referee 2 foot away has just waved him up. Sort of challenge you often see given. So, and we got the ball back. Petkovic is a little bit miffed with that, and he's still down on his haunches, but he's all right. He's not injured or anything. I think he went down and stayed down just to try and convince the ref that was a free kick in that, but it didn't work. So on the attack again. So
Diop put the challenge in there. No, I think it was.
Sorry,
Diop was put that challenge in on that occasion.
So we're deep in Zagreb territory, and we've got a free kick. Throw in out on our left hand side, and ball's now back with Rice. That's Zuma. Trouble is the numbers aren't very clear on here, so cross played in but dealt with easily by Zagreb, who can now try and break. But again, break flounders on the rock that is Declan Rice, and Souček now brings it forward.
Chris, surprised we haven't seen anything yet of Zagreb. The home side have just seemed content to sit back and try and soak up the pressure here, almost Southampton-esque in a way.
I suppose take it as a compliment, really, that they are showing at least some deference to what we are, and we're playing well enough. We've settled, which is good. Doesn't appear to be anyone worried with their depth of what they're doing in European football. We're just playing as we play.
No, what are we seeing tactically for the way West Ham are set up tonight? Any surprises?
Not really. I'm just, as I say, at this point, Zagreb are trying to build an attack, but it's gone out for a throw-in. I mean, Zagreb I wouldn't say they had a break on, but they did lack a bit of urgency in getting that ball forward, which as a little bit like Southampton at the weekend. From our vantage point behind the goal, we were wide open on our right-hand side from time to time. Southampton had only been more minded to attack, but it's not going to get anything from that. That was a good turn from Lanzini, but a bit of a slip there, and it wasn't a free kick. Lanzini went down, but ball back with the Zagreb goalkeeper, and they're just playing it around the back at the moment. So, as I say,
gone.
6 minutes and 27 seconds gone. 0-0. Comfortable start. Just happy that Zagreb aren't showing much in the way of attacking intent at the moment.
Yes, very, very. Chris, I'm really surprised they've been this quiet on you. I thought they might, try and put the pressure on us a little bit and sort of quieten, those away fans down. But nothing of that nature at all yet.
I think when you with Lanzini just in that midfield as well, I think we do. I mean, Moyes' team's a solid base. I don't think we'd go somewhere and make it easy to play. Often, sometimes when we're in full flow, we do let in more goals than maybe we should. But I think they'll be concerned with being caught. So I think there will be just a slightly more cautious approach in there as well from us to stop them. Saying that, we're just playing well.
Yeah, Yeah,
Another corner. Some good work from. It was Souček fed Fredericks, went down the right, played the ball down the line to Antonio, who's played the ball off the defender for another corner, which is our third, I think.
Third, yep, third.
Yeah. So, of course, if this was Sky at this point, we'd be getting the stat about how many goals we scored from set pieces last season. And of course, we haven't scored any so far this year.
Really? I think the stat now will be how many games it is since West Ham last scored from a corner. Yeah. It's probably more relevant these days. But anyway, we'll stick with that, Noam. Take us through it.
Anyway, well, before we have the corner, Ruddy Bucket is having a quiet word with Antonio and the defender whose number I can't see. And they're obviously having bump and barge in the middle there. So kind of when that happens, I kind of expect to see a free kick for the defence coming straight after the corner, but hopefully not. But anyway, corner played in swinger to the far post, nodded down. That's going to be another corner, I think. Yep. Nodded back down by Souček at the far post, but it was smuggled away for another corner on the other side. So good spell of pressure. Yes. I've just suddenly remembered who Souček reminds me of, and this won't mean anything to most of you, but yeah, you know Upton Gurley, Catherine.
Of course.
He reminds me a little bit of her son, Thomas, who used to sit next to me all those years ago in the old West Ham. Outswinging corner played, and Souček's up again. It goes up in the air, and the keeper comes and grabs safely, puts the ball down, and I think it's a foul been given.
I was going to say, the last time I saw Thomas, I think he was about 7 years old. So he must understand if I don't see the resemblance.
He must have finished. I haven't seen him in years, but he must have finished university by now.
He's a bit older now.
He's probably got his degree, and he's now he's probably a fully qualified professor of difficult sums or something. But
we are,
and yeah, a little good bit of pressure there, and we've won a throw in there. That's a good bit of pressure from Vlasic there to force the error from I think it's Sutalo, is it? That's what they're focusing on anyway. Of course, we wasted the throw in, but we get another one back. So a little bit of a quiet
10 minutes gone. 10 minutes gone. Dinamo Zagreb 0, West Ham United 0. The Hammers pretty much in control of the game so far, but nothing to show for it. Well, apart from 4 corners, that is, which, as we said, as is our way recently, have amounted to absolutely nothing. Chris, how are you getting on with your stream, buddy? Any joy?
It's not going as perfectly as I'd hoped. This one I've just found is already 7 minutes behind, so I don't know how they're working. That's impressively bad, I must say.
It is. We do like to stagger them slightly so we can recap. But, yeah.
Sorry, just to interrupt. There's Zagreb on the attack, and the lad, the number 21, who is Petkovic. I should remember that because he's been involved. Trying to play a through ball, but Fabianski aware of it, and it was far too far in front of the advancing attackers, so nothing came of it. But that's the first time that the ball's actually been in our penalty area, I think, and second time just there we're a back pass to Fabianski, but it's we're controlling this club rather nicely at the moment, which is always worrying because you don't want to jinx it. But anyway, Cresswell plays the ball out left, and that's Fornals tries to get across, and it's deflected. Falls to Vlasic on the edge of the box. He manages to get a foot in to keep it alive. Back with Souček, back on the halfway line now, and we go again.
Chris, we haven't seen a lot of Vlasic so far, have we? He's been very quiet in the opening exchanges.
I mean, I've seen he looks like he's got good. He's working hard off the ball, which is, I mean, it's important in this team. I mean, almost everyone has to be responsible for their work in this team. I think that's sometimes you think towards Bowen and Fornals. Sometimes they're auxiliary wing backs, but it's the way we play. It's the responsibility. So it's not. Oh, it's always upsetting when you see a Spurs goal come up on an update, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as long as he's doing that, an own goal.
Well,
Sorry,
Sorry to bring the mood. Sorry to bring the mood down.
I've got the byline there, but the cross was blocked. But we're going again. Beginning to turn the screw a little bit more. Vlasic on the ball. Plays the ball down the line out wide there. There's Cresswell. Ball play at the edge of the box. Rice is on the edge of the box. Has a dig. Shot blocked in the box. Out right now to Fredericks. Interested to see where that shot might have ended up, because that looked like it was travelling, but it was a good block in the box by the defender. The possession stats just come up, and so far it's 71% possession at West Ham.
Madness.
Now that looked like a foul to me, ref. But I don't think, is he giving it? No, he hasn't given it. Ball was played up to Antonio with his back to goal, and he turned his defender, but his defender seemed to clip him, but the referee decided it was 6-1, half a dozen the other. Ball played in for Cresswell, and Vlasic just can't get on the end of it. Keeps it alive, though. Looking for help. Plays it back to Fredericks. Out to Rice, and it's gone all the way back to central midfield.
While we're just...
I don't know if that was a short or attempted pass from Cresswell, but nobody got on the end of it, and it just hit cold wide. So,
a couple of good moments there, Chris, for the Hammers. I mean, we saw Pablo Fornals a couple of minutes ago, or it might be a couple of minutes in future on your stream if you're still that far behind. But we just saw him get to the byline, get round the back, sort of, the first time we've really looked dangerous and got behind the defence. But you sort of sense things are beginning to open up now. West Ham beginning to look a little bit more likely to breach that stubborn defence.
You can see your normal patterns of play is what I could definitely say. You can see that it doesn't look like we're doing anything differently, which is good. That means it means the new players are fitted in and sorted out the system, and it seems we would say that we're settled as well, which is again, what we're going to need out here.
Certainly are. I should say hello to everyone watching us on the live stream. Haven't done it yet. Thank you for joining us. Do let us know what you think of the stream and the game as it's taking place. Hello to Dave, Steve, PM, JRT. Who else have we got on Polaroid? Of course, back A-Star, JRT. JRT asking why there's no sponsor. It's something to do with the Europa League. They have their own betting sponsor, I believe.
I'd say it might be in country. Different countries have different rules on betting advertising. Yeah. So I don't think it's been the Europa League, but
well, they do have their own official, don't they? As well. I don't know. We'll clarify that at some point. But that's why, anyway. It's that's why we're not seeing Betway on the shirts.
That incident where I said I thought Antonio had been fouled. Yeah. No real question about it. He was kind of rugby tackled, but there wasn't an awful lot of subtlety about it. Let's put it that way, anyway. 15 minutes, 40 seconds gone, still 0-0, still West Ham on the ball. Antonio played, the ball played it to Antonio, played back to Souček. Souček's needs a bit of help there, but ball played down the line now. We had trouble breaking down Southampton on Saturday because they were playing a little bit like Zagreb are now. This looks different. Insofar as those Zagreb are getting players behind the ball, we look a little bit more likely to be able to break them down somewhere. Whereas Southampton, it always looked like a struggle. This is more of a controlling game that we've got. Yeah. So I'm mildly optimistic at this moment with 16 and a half minutes played. I
know we're in control of this one, Chris, as no one was just saying there, but I know you predicted a West Ham win, but surely we'd be happy with a point from this, wouldn't we, overall?
Yeah, and I think the manager would be as well. I mean, sometimes you can tell what he's thinking with what he does, and I think if we get to a second half and he thinks settle on this, certainly that might be when you see a Mark Noble or even an extra defensive player just to work it. But he'll be happy with how we started.
It certainly will. I think we all are. Just all it needs now is a couple of shots and maybe a goal or two. But just quickly diving into the KUMB.com match thread on the forum and just see what people are saying. SH saying that we're looking calm, composed, and in control at present. What am I watching? It's West Ham, believe it or not. Scratchy saying we've been so dominant, not like us to have this much possession. It isn't actually, but we'll come back to that in a minute because it was very similar as we've been, we've been making the comparisons with Southampton. That was quite unusual in the sense that we had the majority of possession there, didn't we? Hammer Jammer saying so far it's all us. They've barely had the ball in our half. And Shabu saying, bring back the Vuvuzelas. I'm not quite sure what that's in relation to. Oh, it's the drum he's talking about.
Yeah.
Is a response to a message from Pete about the drum doing his heading. So, yes, those horn things from the South African World Cup, of course. Who can possibly forget them? Really, the scourge of that particular
I've been trying to, Graham. I've been trying to.
Yes. Celador also saying that Fredericks looks like he has a significant pace advantage. Think there's anything in that, Gnome, that why Fredericks might be in the side tonight, not just perhaps that Soufal is deemed as needing a rest?
I'll come back to that. Rice has given away a free kick, a little bit of a tangle there, and free kick, which is to see where it's put. I know where it ought to be, but these things are never taken from the right place. But I'd say it's about 35 yards out, just right of centre. Fabianski sort of lining up the defence in front of him. So let's have a look. So Orsic, our number 99 friend, is on the ball. I wish they'd pull the camera back. I can't tell you how far out it is, but we've got a 3-man wall anyway, which is being manoeuvred.
Okay.
Yeah. Thought it was a little bit right. Anyway, Orsic takes the free kick, which flies over a good yard over the top. So probably the first proper shot from Zagreb. Have a look. Yeah, just miles over. So goal kick to West Ham.
I think that might be the first shot of the game. I mean, I know Declan Rice had one blocked, but I think we've had one, have we, apart from that?
Cresswell had that ball that was played in that curled wide. Whether or not you count that as a shot or not, I don't know.
Lanzini had a pop, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, of course he did. Yes, so we'll make that 1 or 1.5 to West Ham and 1 to. I mean, yeah, Chris, that wasn't going to be troubling Fabianski. That one, was it?
I am right about to watch it, so I can give you a live reaction as I go. As is time. I am on the right day now, though, so we are moving. I'll pass you eventually.
I was going to say, are you sure you're watching West Ham? Yeah. You're not watching a different game entirely. But
I'll give them credit for
Blue Boys.
From that range. The bad Blue Boys didn't do that bad from that range, but that's an ambitious thing to be. He just hit a straight ball as well. I mean, even if it was on target, I don't know what. It's one of those Ronaldo free kicks. You just hit the ball and hope it does something because you're not really trying.
Dips and bends at the end, but no such luck for Zagreb there. We are, what are we known? Just over 20 minutes gone. Zagreb and West Ham United nil.
Seconds just turned. Free kick given away there. So it's back with the Zagreb keeper at the moment. Not an awful lot happening, has to be said. But defending well from the front. Antonio's got in the way. Yes! Terrible back pass. Antonio intercepts. 1-0 West Ham. Oh, played Antonio.
There it is. Well, in about 30 seconds, I'll start cheering. In about 3 days, Chris will not be cheering. So let's talk us through it now while we're waiting for it to come up on our screens.
It was good pressure. It's the result of some superb pressure. They've been playing it about the back and not getting very far. Ball played out to the right back, whose back pass was woefully short on the keeper. It's I'm not quite sure who that number is, but it's woefully short. Very good anticipation from Antonio. One touch took it past the keeper. Second touch in the net. So it's a bit of a nightmare for the Zagreb number 28, who hopefully a bit. Oh, it's our friend Theophile Catherine. Theophilus P. Wildebeest.
Chris, have you caught up with us yet? Have you seen the goal?
I've just seen that. I mean, he's not looked, does he? He's just
Shocker, isn't it?
Antonio's very good at those. I think he must. He's for all the he's not a striker talk. He's ready to pounce on anything like that.
I mean, it's an absolute gimme, that one, is it? Who is it we did that against the other day where he laid the ball back for Ben Rama? Leicester, wasn't it?
Leicester, yeah, and Leicester, and it's all movement up top.
Yeah, very similar kind of goal, very alert, and well, there you go. I suppose it was just as well he was red carded against Southampton after all, because he probably wouldn't have been out there tonight to do that, would he? If he hadn't been.
Yeah, I think if you look at that again, you watch Antonio's anticipation. He is on the move before that back pass has been played. Yeah, he's anticipating that. As a striker in my day myself, it's something I appreciate when you see that sort of movement. Antonio again plays the ball, lovely ball inside now, and Fredericks is strong goal, and he hits it straight to keeper, corner to West Ham.
Hammer's really on top now. 1 up, could have been 2 there.
Brilliant ball played up to Antonio. Brilliantly turned around the corner into the path of Fredericks. Not a bad effort. He's keeper saved with his leg. But we really are so dominant at the moment. Can I revise my 1-1 prediction?
I mean, that was absolutely scintillating football. That from the build-up, one-touch passing for the back, 7 or 8 passes, and the most unlikely man ever, I suppose, Fredericks to be on the end of it. But let's stick with Noam briefly for the corner.
Corner anyway, coming from the right-hand side. Cresswell has come over to take it, which suggests with his left foot an in-swinger. He's taking it short, back out of Cresswell. Cresswell now gets the ball in, and it's cleared out, but only as far as Lanzini, who's now got a crossing again. Defender swings a leg out. It's a bit of a sort of scramble, but it's cleared. And I think that's Fredericks gets the ball back to Fabianski, who plays it immediately out to Rice, and we go again. So we really are dominant. Good, Chris. Little things just come on the screen. Ren have equalised against Tottenham.
It's always good buses.
And
it's all going good. It's all going good.
Keeps the ball alive. It's back with Diop, but good running and there from Antonio, who dummies and then puts Frederick in again. Frederick stutters the run a little bit, but we've earned another corner. Antonio is on fire at the moment. You'll see this in a second. A beautiful dummy just to play in Fredericks there. He knows he's got a weekend off. That's what it is. So he's every little trick.
I love it. Brilliant. Chris, the Hammer's really beginning to turn the screw now and deservedly ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I would say on that goal, I think if you look at that again, that goalkeeper has come out and he's come out quite calm, lazily almost when Antonio beats him to that ball for the goal. He's not. I mean, Antonio's got there first. The goalkeeper seems baffled by it. If anything else, it's almost as if he hadn't seen a man in front of him. I mean, he's not a small man, Miguel. He's just completely missed him. But otherwise, he's up. I mean, he's the kind of player I think if you put a challenge to him, he'll rise to it. Antonio.
Keeper's just had a complete mare there.
Again,
corner. He's come for a corner and it's sort of gone kind of through his hands. Flicks off. I think Souček for a goal kick, but he's not exactly covering himself in glory at the moment.
I nearly said in the build-up that he was someone to watch as I really rated him, so I'm happy I didn't embarrass myself back there.
I'm glad you didn't say it now then.
Lurkovic, is that Lurkovic drops the corner and Souček no inches away from connecting and doubling West Ham's advantage.
Yeah. Interesting stat there. It's got fouls suffered. Zagreb have had 3, West Ham not any, and I think Antonio might beg to differ from that. But again, that you think being 1-0 down, they might have a little bit more ambition. But they had a free kick there, maybe 10 yards or so into our half, and it's. I mean, they're coming forward again now, but and as Vlasic just clips our mate Petkovic again, so another free kick. But it went back, and again the same sort of area, and the ball's back in their half again from a free kick. Where you'd think they'd be looking to get it forward a lot quicker. And
Chris, you're sort of looking at this thinking, this is they almost look shell shocked, don't they, Zagreb? And you kind of think we really need to get a second now and kill this game, because how many times have we been here before? West Ham with an advantage, got the other team on the rack, running scared, and we suffer a complete turnaround in the second half.
We often find a way to concede. I mean, in fact, sometimes I think the better we play, the more likely we are to concede. Southampton wasn't too worried until Broha came on because we weren't playing very well, but. I feel like we do waste chances. But they look terrified of Antonio as much as anything. I just don't think they know how to handle him.
No, but to be fair, I don't suppose they would be alone in that, would they? Because
no,
half the Premier League have had that problem recently. But he's on fire.
It's me, and I'm on his side.
Yeah.
We've just
one minor incident there where Vlasic was after a slip by I think it might be Petkovic again, took the ball away and Petkovic brought him down. So normal service being resumed and the ball being played mainly in the Zagreb half, although they've got the ball back now. And we've got it back now. So
was he a little bit lucky to escape a caution there, do you think? The Zagreb
I don't think anything in that as a foul. It wasn't a... I mean, it resulted in sort of hacking him, but it was a sort of a lazy swing for the ball. I wouldn't have given anything more than a foul for that.
It's good to see Vlasic already working like he's working almost at Bowen levels.
For him to get away from him.
Yeah. What do we what do you make of the other debutant out there tonight, Kurt Zouma, so far, Chris?
I'd be interested to see things like where it feels like the two of them are quite comfortable pushing out, going earlier on challenges, maybe earlier than some of our other defenders, and sitting back. It'd be interesting to see as the game goes on at the end of the game whether we're starting to challenge higher up the pitch. But otherwise, I mean, comfortable. They've not got a great deal to do, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Our mate Ruddy Bucket is giving Antonio absolutely nothing here. He's just gone down again, which maybe exaggerated. It was certainly a foul there. Now, Petkovic has got past Diop there, but Fredericks came over to mop up and sweep up behind. So we're talking about defending high. Diop was very high there and could well have got us in trouble had Fredericks not been alive. And silly little foul on Lanzini there, gives a free kick. But what you might call a little bit of sort of semi-pressure is dissipated, and we got a ball again. So
just a little glimpse there, gentlemen, of the Diop that kind of scares us all. I think, kind of lunging in a little bit, as Noam was alluding to there on the just over the halfway line. Credit, Chris, to Ryan Fredericks for using his pace to get back and covering there, but that could have been dangerous in other circumstances.
He's an interesting defender, Fredericks, but he does have that recovery pace is blistering. It's
blistering.
That's very good defender.
Sorry, ball in the box. Nice through ball played in sight of Vlasic, but got to the byline, but the cross was blocked. So nothing came of it.
So do we have a sponsor underneath our number on the back there? I just feel like I'm seeing writing I've not seen before.
Is it something to do with the foundation?
Oh, it could be, yes. That would make sense.
I'm just seeing the opportunity where Vlasic was played into the box but couldn't do anything. I think it's something to do with the foundation. Someone can clarify that on the stream for us, I'm sure, on the live stream. But of course, for those joining us a little bit late, there is no sponsor on West Ham's shirt tonight, which I'm sure we would all agree, gentlemen, looks much better.
I do like it. I mean, sometimes I think it does help. It helps a shirt out, but yeah, it's quite nice. I mean, it might be just because I don't like Betway.
Now, there's a little bit of handbags developing. Now, Lanzini lost the ball, and got his foot in to get it back. It looked like he'd won the ball, but he's been booked for the challenge. Even though he's claimed he got a ball, the wronged Zagreb player is on the floor. Let's have a look now. So Rice got it back. He's won the ball cleanly. There's nothing wrong with that at all. maybe a different angle. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, Ruddy is right in front of it. He's no more than 2 yards away. He's got a perfect view of the
That's
incident.
not even a foul, but it's the reaction seems to have got him booked because Rice got involved as well. It's our friend Petkovic who seems to be involved in everything for Zagreb.
Oh, he's won the ball.
I think Lanzini's very, very unfortunate to be booked for that.
Dangerous play, one would assume, from the referee. Not in control of the challenge. Your foot's off the ground.
That's harsh.
It does. Yeah, I agree with you, gents. It definitely looks harsh, but as we said, he's got a great view of it. Petrovic seems hurt anyway, or at least he's pretending he's hurt. I suppose he's got to milk it a bit now as Lanzini's been booked.
Yeah. So anyway, Zagreb have a free kick, which is about 40 yards out, slightly right of centre, and they are actually going to play this into the box by the looks of things, which is something they haven't done up to now.
Yeah.
Lanzini's the one who's been kicked there, if anyone.
Yeah. Bizarre.
That's a European yellow.
Played to the edge of the box, it's cleared, and it's now back. They've hoofed it in there. Frederick's header's not great. It's a cross goal rather than away, but a lot of head tennis going on. It's down on and it's now back on the halfway line and in Zagreb territory now. So, again, not really much of a chance there, but
solid.
You wouldn't need pressure sort of thing, possession in our half, maybe. But Zagreb now beginning to enjoy a little bit of possession that they've not so far, and in our half as well. So it'd be a little bit aware. That's an interesting ball played from the number 7, but it's got too many legs on it for the advancing. That's from Ivanuzek, and it goes out for a goal kick. But interesting looking ball, but nothing came of it. So back in West Ham possession now.
I can just confirm that Rio, who was supposed to be joining us on the stream, is available. Unfortunately, he's forgotten his Zoom password and he's been locked out for half an hour. So hopefully we'll see. Not by us, I hasten to add, but by the software. So Rio, sorry about that, buddy. Hopefully we'll get you back for the second half anyway. But you're not missing an awful lot. West Ham have scored a goal, and the other lot haven't really done anything so far. But here we are, 34 and a half minutes gone. It's Dinamo Zagreb 0, West Ham United 1. All going really well so far for the Hammers. 35 minutes into our first European foray for 4 years, and no complaints so far, Chris. Right?
I'm always worried when there's too much positivity. you sound far happy, too happy for a West Ham fan.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is just asking for trouble.
I didn't grow up around happy people. We're West Ham fans.
A loose ball that had potential for Zagreb, but Frederick slid in, tied it up, and took the ball away. And now Rice is on the attack. Plays to Lanzini. Lanzini back. Back with Cresswell out there to Fornals, plays the ball into Antonio, back to goal, plays it to the edge of the box. Fredericks tries to play it back in. And Fornals nearly had a rather fortuitous ball played back to him from. Got a slight deflection, took a swing at it, but the ball's cleared out for a West Ham throw. So we've had a little bit of a breather for about 5 minutes or so, and we're now going again. Nice turn from Souček, keeps the ball alive. Souček again. It's never going to get anything. Ball played towards Vlačić, who kind of went down under the briefest the challenge. I don't think he was looking for anything. But now this is where we got the goal before, with Zagreb playing the ball sort of across the defence as the front three sort of keep them honest, if you like. And this is good work, because although they're keeping the ball, they're not getting very far with it. It's back. It's about the fourth time in the last 20 seconds the ball's been with the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Which is good, because it's sort of taking the sting out of everything. And they're trying to play it away now. They've actually got it away from the back there now, but good work from the front three there to, let's say, keep them in. Ball headed up, throw-in by Cresswell, throw-in to Zagreb, just outside level with the penalty area. But Antonio wins it back, comes deep. Rice loses it, but then wins it back again and loses it. But we get the ball back to Fabianski, who plays it cleverly out to the left to Cresswell, and Zuma mops up and makes the long clearance.
37 minutes gone. It is Dinamo Zagreb 0, West Ham United 1. West Ham being pretty much in control of the game for the first third of this match so far, which, of course, as we always say, is like asking for trouble as a West Ham fan. It's all going rather too smoothly at the moment, but it kind of, No, this kind of reminds me of one of those pre-season affairs in a sense where, we seem to control the game, but nothing really happens. But of course, we shall see what happens. I'm sure that. The further on the game will go, that Zagreb will have to take a few more chances, but they're certainly not doing so at the moment, are they?
No, they've had a little bit more possession last 10, 15 minutes, but there's not been any sort of, that bit where Diop slid in and nearly released the guy. That part, but even that was all out wide, and that was the sort of. Before the moment where your heart might get in the mouth, sort of thing. They're on the attack now, though. Ball played in. That's well played by Fabianski. Curling ball away, which is difficult for the defenders to deal with, running towards goal. It's coming around and curving away from them. It's a very good ball, that, actually. But as it curled away, Fabianski came out and was able to shepherd it out for a goal kick.
Good stuff.
So that was our mate Wildebeest again, played that one in. So,
good stuff from the keeper.
The guy who was trying to get on the end of it.
Yeah.
But
we are going to, while we're just waiting for that play to restart, we're going to have a quick look at the KUMB.com forum match. We've only been there very briefly earlier, but we've had a goal since then. What are the natives saying, Chris?
Well, at the moment, they're quite a little bit concerned with that yellow. None of them think it was a yellow card, so at least we're not going mad. Fair but robust. I can tell we're all raised in the of English football. Fair but robust. I don't think is a saying outside of England on the football pitch. I've always called it. I mean, as Wigwig said, he didn't expect us to totally dominate the game. Which I mean, I don't. Even with a positive prediction for me, I didn't expect us to look so comfortable. In Europe. Well, as you can see the nervousness coming through. Bubbles Fortuna said, would very much like a second goal, please. Not greedy after 38 minutes at all. Or, however, well, you're probably at 45, but where I am, even then. And then a lot of comments for Fredericks, which I think is fair as well, fair reflections. He's definitely standing out defensively.
Yeah, positive comments, I presume.
Yes. I mean, there's nothing but positivity except for maybe... 3 dicks, and I'm presuming that's because of the player and the number rather than a massive boast. 3 dicks saying he can't even see fans on the telly. If he didn't know better, he'd have said it was fake fan noise.
Yes.
So
the
only criticisms for them.
Yeah. Fair point. Go on, no.
It's all happening. Ball played in. Ball headed up. Ball came out to the edge of the box. I think it was Souček had a shot that was Vlačić had the shot in the end that was blocked away, but and there's a stat that tells a story. Total attempts on goal so far after that one: West Ham 6, Dinamo Zagreb 1. So, but that looked. If I'd been a Zagreb supporter, I really would have been heart in mouth there because. Every time we sort of look interested, we looked interested a bit more. I think we could do. There's goals to be had here, and
very much. And of course, that chance that we referred to in the stats.
That could be a yellow ref. Sorry, Lanzini's turn got away from his man. He's just been sort of hacked down. There's no attempt to play the ball. Just showing the scramble again, and Souček, the guy's turned his back on it and it's hit him on the feet. Back live now, and we're on the attack again. Rice on the edge of the box. Plays it out left to. What else is that? Back to Rice. We're queuing up here. It's just a quick word about Lanzini. I think this sort of match in Europe is going to be more, it's going to be more suited for his style of play. I think, as we go through. Yes, for some reason they're focusing on Suchek, but
good stuff. I was just going to say then, Noam, that just to give you a measure of how much West Ham are controlling this game, David O'Rourke and SH on the live chat on YouTube are having a chat about alcohol. So,
well, I'm not surprised of one of them. That's for sure.
Yeah. I wonder who he could be referring to.
Good only knows. I'll see a GIF about it later.
But West Ham are in control. This is the point. And just go back quickly, Chris, to that Vlasic opportunity. Looked like that one might have been hitting the net if it wasn't blocked.
Yeah, I mean, we're just flowing with it, really. I think that and cross to the back post Antonio. I mean, if he gets on that and he was close, he'd have put that away. I think we're all over him when we want to be.
We're camped on the edge of the box again. Antonio got to the byline, got crossed in. It's now at the edge of the box again. We really are camped certainly. Ball, nice turn there from Vlasic, who gets a shot away, but it's about a yard wide. But again, West Ham turning the screw. As I said a few seconds ago, they've had a bit of a breather. Good turn from Vlasic, made a bit of room, made himself a yard of room, pulled the shot wide. Never going to go in, never troubling the keeper. But good end to a good little spell. Zagreb have kind of abandoned this experiment of playing it short from goal kicks now because of they seem to have difficulty in getting it away from their own penalty area. That goal kick went long, so maybe a bit of a change of emphasis with those. But having said that, it's now back in the Zagreb half, and they're playing it across the back again.
Chris, there's a couple of messages for you on the live chat. I'll let you deal with those. In response to,
I'm not sure I dare tread in such circles there. I think I might have made a rod for my own back. He's a mild-mannered man.
Rapidly approaching half-time. Zagreb, nil. West Ham United won. The Hammers pretty much in full control. We had some really good chances. No, Vlasic so far looked like he's been playing for West Ham for months, if not years, the way he's settled in.
Yeah, he's certainly settled in. It's... sorry, we'll come back to that because Zagreb got the ball down the line and again crossed in, but again they only had one in the box, joined by another a little bit later on, and it was curled away. They've got the ball back though, and Petkovic plays a nice little dink ball in, and Ademi sort of did well to control it and flick it over his head, and got a shot in, but it was blocked, and it's gone away for, I'm presuming, a goal kick there. We've got 1 minute of stoppage time, and it's good little bit of play from Ademi, but it was blocked. A good blocking header from Cresswell, and our mate Wildebeest then had a wild shot which got out for a goal kick, which Fabianski's about to take. We've got 20 seconds of the 1 extra minute to come.
Just quickly, there is the other two teams in this group are playing tonight. Rapid Vienna and Genk playing in Vienna. That one's currently 0-0, no goals in that. We'll bring you the other scores from the Europa League ties at half time. Chris, interesting to see a number 5 play up front.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 99, they've got number 5.
99 on the ball at the moment. But,
I know. It's these cultures, eh? A nice 1 to 11. Back in my day, it was 1 to 11.
Those were the days.
I mean, I was born in 1989, but we'll pretend that it was black and white anyway.
Our mate 99, Ozaric, actually got into a good position on the left-hand side, their left-hand side of our box.
Yeah.
And cut in on his right-hand side, tried to get a shot in, but Fredericks blocked it. And that's it for it's half-time. Whistle's gone for those of you playing catch-up. And that was I think that was a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah, no problems with that for West Ham. It just looks a little bit dangerous towards the end. 1 or 2 bright moments for the home side, but overall, a really, really good West Ham half there, going into the break. 1-0 up, the goal coming from Michail Antonio. When did he score? He scored after 21 minutes. It was a dreadful back pass. Really a gift from the home side there. Catherine, wasn't it? His name. I keep trying to wildebeest. Yeah,
I would say Theophile just so I don't get any done libel because that's just close.
Just trying to ignore that part of his name altogether. But yeah, I mean, it's a dreadful back pass anyway, and a bit of a strange one, really. I mean, Antonio nipped in, took the ball off his toe, off the keeper's toe, just around him, and put it into an empty net. But anyway, someone who's going to tell us how much he's been enjoying the first half, hopefully, right now, is our man in the stadium. Mr. Palermo is going to be joining us very, very
David Blaine producers.
There he is. It's all gone dark in the state. It was light when we saw him last time. It's dark out there. Pinky, how you doing?
Yeah, we're doing good, and a comprehensive, solid performance there from David Moyes' team in the first half.
Yep.
If it was a boxing match, it would have been stopped after 15 minutes. We were in total control. Some of our football in the opening 15, 20 minutes was excellent, really. The latter stages of the first half, we saw Zagreb presses a bit further upfield to try and sort of halt our advances. But I have to say, for about a 20-minute spell, Michail Antonio was absolutely on fire in that first half. Never mind a very cool finish for his goal. 2 wonderfully sublime first touch passes to put a fellow player away that just split the Zagreb defence totally. And another one, a dummy, that was, if Lionel Messi had done it or Diego Maradona, they'd have said that's exactly the sort of thing that sort of player's capable of. Mickey Antonio does it. No one will mention it, but it was absolutely intentional. Put a player away into yards of space. He had a 15, 20-minute spell where he looked absolutely world-class in there. And, I do wonder if Gareth Southgate bitterly regrets now letting Antonio drift away from the England setup, because do you know what? I think he's good enough to do a job for England. Sadly, it's Jamaica now, but there you go.
Yeah. Good stuff. Really, really strong, positive first half for West Ham. A couple of people that have been given lots of plaudits, Pinky, from the forums and people joining us on the live stream. Vlasic, the new man, who looks like he's, as I said to Noam a few moments ago, looks like he's been playing for West Ham forever tonight. Ryan Fredericks also given lots of thumbs up. What did you make of those two in particular?
Yeah, both did very well, and without wishing it down with faint praise too much, you do have to factor in the calibre of the opposition. And not being funny, there's 4 or 5 blokes in the stands that would look pretty good against this mob. They've not been great. If they are the strongest team in our group, then this bodes well, actually, for further progress. But you can only beat what's in front of you, as the saying goes. And Fredericks has done well. Vlasic has done plenty tonight to indicate that we've signed a player that can make things happen. So overall, I think we've seen a little bit of a glimpse here of the future here again. Yeah, we've gone 3-4-3 winning possession, no doubt about it, and we've looked good tonight. The only disappointment, it's only 1 goal, and in any competition, that's never enough. I'd have been a lot more comfortable had we grabbed a second or indeed even a third. But no reason to hit the panic button. I have, in fairness to the Zagreb faithful, quite a few more have sauntered into the stadium later on. And I reckon they've probably got best part of 10,000 in here now. So in fairness to them, they have turned up to some extent. Population of the city is only 1 million. So what do you expect?
What's the how have the home fans taken their team's first half display? Because I mean, if you're a Zagreb fan in there tonight, there's not been an awful lot to be excited by so far. Been completely nullified by West Ham.
The best way I could describe it is they've gone the full Crystal Palace. When they're attacking, they're all waving their flags and whoa, 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 and all the rest of it. But actually, when we're battering them, it's just choreographed nonsense. They absolutely know they're playing superior opponents here this evening. And I suspect most of them are on the concourses now, drinking their alcohol-free pints and thinking, well, that's Europe done for another season, lads. They're not progressing out of this group at our expense, that's for certain.
How was the goal celebrated in the away end? I can imagine with great delight.
With a degree of modesty, it must be said. I mean, English gentlemen abroad, we don't want to over-egg it. You know, everyone just stood and applauded politely, lifted our bowler caps and said, well done, chaps. Alternatively, we went bloody mental. Take your pick out of those two. To be fair, it was a very cool finish by Mickey Antonio.
Yes.
If I'm being completely honest, I just posed a question to the two lads I'm stood with, and all three of us missed the moment that led to the goal. We saw the finish, but what caused him to be in that position?
Noam, over to you. You explain.
They were playing it across the back, left to right, and it was via the goalkeeper and not getting very far. So it was good work from the front three anyway. It went out to the right-hand side to Theophily Catherine, or Theophily the Wildebeest, as we've been calling him. And he played it back towards the goalkeeper. And when you see the replay of it, when you get home, you see a replay of it. Antonio's anticipated this. He's already running to cut out the back pass. The goalkeeper was very slow off his line, and Antonio got there easily before him. Took one touch to take it past him, two touch to put it back in. Just showing it on here now, and it's like he's already running even before the guys played it back. And
just the question I posed to the lads, or point I made to them, was the starting 11 tonight. I think has only got 3 David Moyes signings in it. So just goes to show a good manager can do it with other people's materials. So, that's no mean performance tonight from, a team largely made up of players that aren't his. But I think there's 2 or 3 of them out there who have definitely improved under his managerial reign. So well done, David Moyes. Yeah,
I've got to say, chaps, that it's just a mark of how good the technology is tonight, that there you are, Pinky, in Central Europe, miles from home, and yet the reception we've got here, you're absolutely crystal clear, and it's markedly better than it was when we was trying to get anyone on the stream at the London Olympic Stadium a week or so ago. So
well, you can actually thank my employers for that, because I'm actually hotspotting off my company mobile phone at the minute.
Excellent.
So there you go. But,
good stuff. Chris, any questions for Pinky while we've got him here at half time?
I mean, I guess those handbags and that stuff around Lanzini must have been quite difficult for you to see up there. But I mean, we see, look, he took the ball. I don't know if you could even have a clue from where you are from the ground, but
no, we can barely see the pitch with that far back. I mean, there's something green out there, and there's what looks like Subbuteo players on it. But we are a long way away.
The other thing, how do you think he's doing in the midfield in there? Because it looks to me like Rice and Souček are doing less work because Lanzini's in there helping out.
I'm not so sure. I mean, I think we look very well organised. That's the first thing tonight. And I think it looks a very well balanced team this evening. But I would repeat my earlier comment. You've got to factor in the calibre of opponents, and they're a team that wouldn't be featuring in the top half of the Premier League anytime soon. Yeah. And, because you're not going to convince me that Fredericks has suddenly become the right standard overnight. He's played well tonight, but, overall, I think we're up against a team that's just slightly below the par of what we're used to.
Excellent stuff. No, many questions for Pinky before we get back to the second half?
Just going to say, on Lanzini, I think it's had a decent first half. Do you think maybe that his style of play, for want of a better word, is maybe more suited to European nights, and you'll see him start a lot more? Yeah,
it's possible. I mean, this isn't quite a helter-skelter Premier League pace game, that's for sure. So there's a little bit. Certainly, the opposition aren't used to playing at that pace, so you don't get the clatter around the ankles the same you would in our domestic game quite as quickly. But I think overall, what David Moyes has put out here tonight is a very good competitive team for this fixture that's playing well together. Be interested to see who the first change is at substitutions and at what point he risks that. Because with an eye to Sunday, of course, we know Antonio won't be available. I just wonder if he'll give maybe Bowen a run out at top for 20 minutes at the end of this game just to get him sharp as the main focal point of a striker. Because he's got to do something before Sunday to think who he's going to play.
Yeah, yeah. Pinky, you were you surprised at the way that Zagreb came out tonight? I mean, because we remarked it was similar in some ways to the way Southampton played at the weekend. Just stuck 11 men behind the ball essentially and invited West Ham to come on, resulting in we saw a possession stat on the TV after about half hour that said West Ham 71%, Zagreb 29. Did that shock you at all?
Yeah, I mean, you'd think the home team would chuck more at it to start with.
Yeah.
But let's not sell the Premier League short, and let's not sell high-flying West Ham United short. You think about it, we're at the right end of the table. You know, Dinamo Zagreb would look at the Premier League table, look where West Ham United are currently, and know for absolute certain before they've walked on the field tonight, they are second best. You know, and to set the stall out accordingly, probably on the basis of try and stay in it for as long as you can.
Yeah.
And if you can get to the last 20 minutes and it's 0-0, then chuck something at it. A bit like the Saints tried to do. Obviously, we got the goal and have had to change a little bit, but I suspect that would have been their thinking.
Yeah, well, whatever it was, it hasn't worked for them so far. But of course, we are only halfway through. There's a long way to go. And Pinky, thank you for joining us at halftime, bringing us up to date. Hopefully, we can get you again at the final whistle. As I said, it's an absolutely immaculate. I mean, the best we've ever had. I think
it will depend on what the local cops do with us. I suspect we might all end up getting kettled and walked back to town. Nice little stroll. So I've picked the two oldest boys in our support to walk with. So just about be able to keep up with them. All right. No offense to Eddie and Colin, but there you go. All right. I'll catch you later, guys. Enjoy the second buddy. Half.
Yeah, you too. We'll catch you again soon. Thank you for the update. There's Pinky live from the stadium in Zagreb, bringing us up to date with how it looks like from the stands. We here in the UK are finally joined by the fourth member of the team here tonight, and he doesn't look very happy. He's not a happy man. Rio. Good to see you, buddy. Everything okay now?
Yeah, I've had one of them weeks where you just wish you was a bear and could hibernate for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? It's been abysmal, and TFL just kicked me in the knackers no out tonight. So thanks for that.
Yeah, well, we got you now anyway. We're here for the second half. Did you manage to see much of the opening half? You've seen what's happened so far, presumably.
Yeah, I saw, but the first 2 minutes. Bit easy this European football, isn't it? I don't know what the fuss is about.
Yeah, it's been pretty. Who was your standouts and what were your highlights of the first half?
Again, I thought we controlled the midfield really well. We just looked so at ease. It's like a training game at the moment. It's not over by any means because Zagreb are a much better side than they've shown on that first 45 minutes.
Yeah,
and they're obviously going to fire back in the second half. They should get an absolute rocket from their coach at half time. So, yeah, it's not over and done with yet. But, yeah, the way we controlled the first half, obviously Mickey capitalising on that stupid back pass. Now, he's showing signs of being a real striker, isn't he? But, yeah, no, we controlled the game so far. And let's hope we can continue that in the second period.
Yeah, let's hope so. It's going to be coming up very, very soon, the second half. That halftime score is Dinamo Zagreb 0, West Ham United 1. Just before we get to that, I'll take you through a few of the other scores from the Europa League tonight. The other game in our group is being played between Rapid Vienna and Genk over in Austria. No goals in that one at halftime, nothing at all. So that one's all to play for. Elsewhere this evening, Real Betis, absolute stormer of a first half by the looks of that. That's Pellegrini's team, isn't it, Betis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Yeti scored for a Yeti scored for. I've never known how to say that name. I'm always just saying a Yeti.
Well, I think that's because we never got the opportunity to say it when he was at West Ham. Did we? No one got the chance to figure out how you pronounced it. Pellegrini's team, Betis 2, Aeti's or Ajeti's team 2. Celtic holding the Spanish 2-2 at the moment. Sounds like an enthralling game, that one. Rangers and Lyon and Leicester and Napoli are 8 o'clock start, so we'll find out about those in due course. Galatasaray and Lazio. Lazio, of course, one of the favourites to go far in the competition, 0-0 over in Turkey. Lokomotiv Moscow and Marseille also 0-0, as is Red Star Belgrade and Sporting Braga, the Portuguese side. And I can never pronounce this one. Is it Midtjylland? Winston Reed's old club, the Danes, being held by Ludogorets 1-1 at the moment in Denmark. By Leverkusen of the Bundesliga, also being held by Ferencváros, the Hungarians, I believe, former famous Hungarian club, won that one at the moment over in Germany. And Brøndby and Sparta Prague and Monaco and Sturm Graz, also 8 o'clock kickoff. So not a lot of goals around at the moment. And judging by that, I think we're the only team winning at the moment. Yes, we are looking at that. So hopefully West Ham can go on, Chris, and consolidate in the second half and maybe even get another goal or two to sort of put our nerves at ease.
Yeah, it looks like Zagreb have made a change as well, so we've forced them into something. Aye, Kevin's off.
Yeah.
Theologist Catherine has gone, and
it's gone. They've brought on the a lot quicker to pronounce Juric. We're underway, by the way. The second half started with whoever was up front there for it might have been Juric, actually, just trying to walk through West Ham's defence right from the start, which didn't get very far. But they do have a throw-in on our right-hand side, their left, fairly deep in our territory, but it's gone back and it's sort of in midfield now at the moment. They've probably shown, we're a minute into the second half, shown a little bit more attacking intent than they did in pretty much all of the first. So,
fair to say.
Being played around the edge of the box and got a snapshot away there. And it was about a yard or two wide, but it's our friend Petkovic. Again, a little bit like the Vlasic effort. He made a little bit of cut inside, made a little bit of room for himself, hit it first time, but a yard or two wide, but statement of intent maybe.
I think that's a striker on for a defender as well. My Zagreb player knowledge isn't great.
Yeah, it's certainly gone. It's certainly in an advanced position. Juric and the number 39. They're coming out.
What do we know about Juric? Yes, they are. What do we know about Juric? Noam, did we pull anything up about him in the match preview? Can't remember now.
No,
that's good.
He's Croatian-Australian. That's what I've got for you.
That's like half of Australia, isn't it? I think they're all Croatians. Aren't they?
Even where I lived in Australia, we had to play against a Croatian Saturday League team, which is quite an interesting thing to do.
Well, we're 2 minutes into this one, and Rio, as we said, it looks like the Croatians have attacked more already in this half than they did in the entire first half.
Yeah, they had to really make a statement of intent, didn't they? Because they was shocking in that first period. So it's no surprise that they've come out firing a little bit. And it's down to us to show a lot of composure. I know we've not got a lot of experience in European club competition, but there's players out there who played international football on a regular basis and do so quite successfully. So we've got the mettle there to withstand this. And let's just hope West Ham doesn't come firing back at us.
David Moyes on the screen right there, just looking pretty pensive at the way that his team has started this second half. But it certainly seems to have changed a little. It looks like Zagreb have definitely got the initiative now.
Lanzini slid in one marvellous tackle there. The players writhing around in agony, but the ref wasn't buying it. It was as good a tackle as the one he got booked for. Oh, no, maybe not. From the first angle. Oh no, that's a foul actually. From the first angle, it looked like he'd taken the ball, and I was applauding it. From that second angle, no, that was a foul. So I guess that's the one he was probably due to booking for. He's been given it in advance, so that's kind of evened that one up. But
he's lucky to be on the pitch.
For
that, that's a yellow. That.
Yeah. There again, he would have been unlucky not to have been on the pitch.
he's got one in the bank. So.
Yeah. So he needs to be a little bit careful though. But anyway, a lot of possession for Zagreb at the moment, and I guess it had to be expected because they've had so little in the first half. But I think Moyes might want to get a little bit of a note on to a message out to Lanzini just to watch himself a little bit there because. Having played so well, we don't want to undo this by getting ourselves reduced to 10.
Yes, a little bit fortunate there, our diminutive Argentinian. But anyway, 4 minutes gone in the second half. It's still Zagreb 0, West Ham United 1. Rio, there's a few messages for you on the live chat. I don't know if you've seen them.
Right here, Rice is in the area, and he's scored. Rice has run from the halfway line and put it away. Well played, son. Well played.
I've not seen it yet, but
that's just what we needed, because we're under a bit of pressure. And now the number 5 has come in. The Croatian number 5 has come in to kind of interrupt the celebrations, and he's been pushed away. I don't quite what he was expected to do about this. But there's all sorts. I don't know.
Deck, lovely.
Now, what's happened here is Rice is intercepted and then got past, beaten his man, got past, and he's just gone running and running and running. He's gone into the box, left-hand side, and he's nutmegged the keeper.
Right through his legs.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely.
What's he doing?
The Chris, the goalkeeper hasn't exactly painted himself in any glory tonight, has he?
Yeah, thank God no one pointed him out, because he's obviously not having a great game. I cannot work out what they're angry about, other than we're not allowed to score. Must be the rules of this, because it was pretty clean.
I was just about to say that there was a brief picture of Benrahma being prepared to come on, and I did wonder if Lanzini might be the one to come off, and I think that's sensible, because he's one mistimed tackle away from getting us down to 10 men. So Benrahma is on for Lanzini, and we're underway again.
Rio, great timing for West Ham. Brilliant time to get that second goal, and gives us a nice cushion now.
Yeah, and what was I saying about that the other day? Don't let him take anything. But he come running through, charging through the middle there. Now, the boy's just imperious, isn't he? Just an absolute joy to watch. Fantastic goal. Excellent piece of keeping, which you love to see in Croatia. 2-0. Job done, I think, almost here.
Hopefully. No, you're slightly surprised perhaps to see Benrahma coming in there rather than, say, someone like Noble?
No, because I don't think Moyes wants to change the way we're particularly in the first half anyway, the way we're playing too much. I think that was purely a function of let's keep 11 men on the pitch, and as I was hinting that there was every danger the way Lanzini was flying in on those challenges of him coming ashore anyway. So I think that was a sensible, a sort of preemptive move. Had this been another 20, 25 minutes in, then you'd have thought maybe somebody a little bit more defence-minded. But not at this point, not if he doesn't want to change things.
Fair enough. Chris, we'll go to the KUMB.com forum match thread in just a second and just see how our fellow Hammers fans reacted to that second goal. We've just seen another Zagreb player rolling around on the ground. But before we do that, just confirmation, there's been a fifth goal in Spain. Real Betis now leading Celtic 3-2. So that's looks like a real humdinger, that one. But apart from Betis, the only other team winning in the Europa League tonight so far, West Ham United. 2-0 up now. 53 minutes gone here in Zagreb. Chris, over to you. KUMB.com.
I mean, Elsie, as calm as ever, has just written goal, go, 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 with a lot of scarf waving, man, because he's always at his calmest. You've got others who don't ever leave Declan. We're in the middle of a game. We've got to be. We've still got him now, lads. We don't have to lament him leaving quite. Guys. He's not left quite yet. He's just scored. I mean, it's just a lot of very happy people, to be fair.
A shot from, I'm quite sure it was now, but got deflected and it went wide, but Fabianski was stranded. They've taken the corner, ball played in again, and some good defending from Souček with our mate, the number 5, Ademi or something. Ademi getting in there. So again, we're under a little bit more pressure again. Ball play, that could have been a goal kick, actually, but it's good defensive play by Souček. He managed to get in there because Ademi was a yard or two out and potentially with the ball in front of him. So corner again to Zagreb. I don't know if they had one in the first half, but they've had 2 in quick supply. But that's easily taken by Fabianski. Oh, rolls the ball out, but it's gone back to Zagreb. But Rice sticks a foot in and puts the ball out for a throw. But I applaud the idea of getting us on the attack quickly, but the throw's got to be a bit more accurate than that. Rollout's got to be a bit more accurate than that, Fabianski. So, yeah, so a little bit heart in mouth there as that ball sort of went bouncing the other side to where Fabianski was stood. But all's well that ends well.
A couple of comments on the live stream on YouTube chat. Hobo saying it's a sensible sub by Moyes. David O'Rourke says, I've no idea what that means, mate, but keep doing it. We're winning. Not quite sure what that was in. Oh, I think he was talking to Rio in following your comment about your inner false ghost. In response to the questions about the faded screen. Craven Moorhead saying we should now make a couple of changes. Big game on Sunday. And Alf Garnett 6 Mrs. saying, ooh, Benny Gull would be nice for my accumulator. Rio, what do you make of that suggestion that we should perhaps rest one or two now? Is it a bit too early, really?
I'd give it another 5 or 10 minutes, certainly. Zagreb are going to be a little bit wounded and we're going to come at us a little bit. They showed signs early on in this second half that it was going to go a bit more forceful. Let's just ride it out for 10, 15 minutes, then decide what to do. Let's not be hasty. I'm still scarred by West Brom and Wimbledon.
Yeah, and Arsenal last year as well. I was going to say this has got...
Trying to blank that out of my mind.
10 minutes gone in the second half. West Ham have added a second, looking comfortable in Zagreb. The fans are all looking comfortable, certainly on the side, on the touchline, in the stand. Not that we can see them at the moment. Noam, you made the point that it's a very strange camera angle tonight from the TV company. You can't see the stands at all.
Yeah, I mean the sort of front of the stand opposite the camera is quite high up as well. So yeah, it's a little bit like some of the old baseball things where you got the wall in front of you.
Yes,
it's kind of that sort of effect, but. We're struggling to get our foot on the ball at the moment, and a little bit like it was straight after the interval. I would say, just point out also, we're talking about other games earlier on. Real Betis now gone 4-2 up against Celtic.
Yeah, apparently Celtic were 2-0 up in that game. That's some collapse. From
West Ham now get a foot on the ball, and Antonio's now his first touch lets him down a bit, and they can smuggle it away. It's a bit of a shame, but it's one of those situations that we could have looked a bit more promising on the break there, but Antonio's first touch let him down. So given the first half he had, I think we allow him one lapse there. But
Chris, did we have any more messages to pick up from the forum? Any more delightful comments on what we've seen so far?
Other than, again, just purely impressed, I think, with every time Declan seems to add another string to his bow, and Fabianski being a bit too static.
Now, that's another chance for Zagreb there, and look a little bit sort of sixes and sevens at the back there. They've worked the ball into the penalty area.
Yeah.
Looking at it now. And number 7 sort of managed to get through. And that's Ivanusic. And just managed to curl it between 2 West Ham defenders. Had Fabianski scrambling, but it went just a foot wide. That was close, though. It was... we looked a little bit static in defence there, so we need to wake up a little bit. As I say, we're struggling to get a foot in the game here.
What did you, Rio, just said that comment from Chris there. Someone on the forum said that Fabianski's been a little bit static so far tonight. What do you make of that?
That's a fair comment, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know it's a 2-0 victory, 2-0 lead at the moment, but when Zagreb have come forward, Fabianski just doesn't look as agile, He's been showing his signs of age over the last 18 months, and he does seem a little bit slower to come off his line.
It's a concern I have with him. I don't think he's a very commanding.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, as a shot stopper, he's still got it, but he does seem to be, as they said, static, and it's of course a bit of a worry. I'm surprised Ariola didn't start tonight, to be honest.
Well, yeah, we sort of all said the same. I think that was the general consensus, wasn't it? That most people thought he would be in the team tonight, but not the case. Fabianski in again. There's been a goal in Russia. Lokomotiv Moscow 0, Marseille 1 in the 59th minute there. So a few goals starting to go in. Real Betis beating Celtic 4-2, as we said, and no more goals in the Europa League so far in the second half. But West Ham have scored one, and they lead 2-0. When we're on the hour mark, Gnome, and everything's looking rosy in the West Ham garden right now.
I wouldn't say rosy at the moment. We're beginning to sort of defend and drop deep, and okay, part of that is a function of the fact that Zagreb are attacking a lot more. But I'd like to see us kind of defending a little bit further up. Thankfully, another through ball doesn't quite find its target. We've got the ball back now, but. It's a nice play though between their forwards, and we got Vlasic now sort of bursting through the middle. Now it doesn't quite get enough on the ball there with Fredericks up there. Now Fredericks is well up the pitch, so we need to be a bit more awake on the right hand side. Vlasic is filling in there, thankfully, but and they've slowed it down a bit. But I mean, yeah, the score's rosy and all that, and it was an excellent first half performance. But I want to see us doing a little bit more and having the ball a bit more. There was a stat that came up. You remember in the first half, I mentioned that we were 6-1 up on attempts on goal. Well, that's.
I do.
I think it was now. I think a couple of seconds ago, I think it might have come up with 8-7 in our favour. And,
right.
And 2 seconds after that, they had another shot on goal, which was it was well wide, but that probably evened up. So that again, some stats tell you the story that. Really does sort of show how things have evened up in this half. But
we've also seen a possession stat. I mean, as I remarked at half time when we were talking to Pinky, West Ham at that stage had enjoyed 71% of possession. We've just seen that stat go up just after the hour mark, and it's 53-47 in West Ham's favour. So indication really there, Chris, of just how much Zagreb are coming back into this game, which, even though they've slipped another goal behind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like in the first half we saw much of this 11 West Ham players in our own half letting them have the ball in defence. It didn't feel like we were, if they got there, we were trying to disturb it. Whereas maybe the 2-0 and we've just settled, maybe it's just that they've woken up and they've got the energy now. But you can see it. The game's changed, definitely.
Yes. Yes, very much so.
Another change for Zagreb. Number 2, Marami, is on for number 13, Ristovski. So not quite sure where he's dropping in, but Ristovski doesn't look over happy with the idea. As Pinky's choreographed clapping is shown on the on the screen. So it's about one of the few crowd shots we see. But, West Ham now actually a bit of possession in Zagreb territory. We just saw Fredericks try to set up Antonio there. The ball just being played a little bit behind him. But that's been a couple of times those two have combined quite well. As Zagreb now sort of can come on the break, and that's well shepherded away. Again, Zagreb are looking as if they can get between those lines, which does worry me a bit. But well played for Fornals, though. He's snapping away, and the ball gets played back.
Little stat for you, gentlemen. While we are just waiting for something to happen on the pitch. 22 years and 245 days, Declan Rice is West Ham's youngest goal scorer in major competition since Frank Lampard scored against Osijek in the UEFA Cup in 99-2000. He was 21 years and 88 days. So there you go. Great stuff from Declan, Rio. And, he said, didn't he, at the start of the season, he said he'd had a chat with David Moyes about perhaps, being able to play in more advanced positions. And I think we've certainly seen that, haven't we, in the first few games of this year?
Yeah, he's turning from like a complete defensive midfielder, and he's showing little signs of being Scott Parker at times this season.
Yeah.
And it's the way he runs as well with the ball at his feet. He just looks like Scott Parker. And if he turns out to be anything like Scott Parker was for us, I just hope he stays longer than 3 seasons.
Well, let's see. Well, we're certainly enjoying him at the moment.
That's Scott Parker, the not the West Ham skipper.
Yes. Yeah, we haven't really got an equivalent Upson in this team, have we? But anyway, 64 minutes gone. No, it's not been, it's a funny second half. We've pretty much been under the cosh, yet we've extended our lead. Strange.
Yeah. And it's a little bit more like that I thought the game might be before the game, if you like. And I thought that we were certainly capable, if we're on our game, that of picking them up off the break like that. I expect a little bit more in the way of sort of a sort of passing movement, really, as opposed to let's pick the ball up and run all the way through. But no, just looking there, Mizic has just taken out Ben Rami off the ball, and just show it again here. Ben Rami's been doing some good work again. It's getting his foot in and causing a nuisance of himself. He's never going to be that sort of destroyer type midfielder, but he's not letting people sort of harry. And so we wasted a free kick a bit, really. But those front three are really working their socks off at the moment. Now the ball's been given away to Antonio, who's cynically hacked down. That's got to be a yellow. Surely, Ruddy, that's got to be a yellow.
Ruddy hell.
He's taking his time and getting his card out, but number 22 for 22, 27. Sorry, Mizic. Antonio. Antonio blocked the ball and just started to bear down on goal, and Mizic just gave the ball away.
That's proper Sunday League stuff.
It's kicking Bishop Brennan up the arse, isn't it?
That kind of reminds me of when my dad used to say to me, "Look, son, if the ball goes past you, make sure the player doesn't." And it's just, it's not even cynical. It's just madness. But
Graham, that explains one hell of a lot.
shocking. Chris, I was going to come to you while we're waiting for the free kick to be taken. Do you think this perhaps might be an opportunity for Arthur Masuaku to perhaps come in and help shore up the defence here and get some valuable minutes under his belt?
I think I hadn't thought about it. That's actually I'd say that's a very good idea.
I just read it on Twitter. I didn't come up with that, by the way.
Taking issue with that.
I thought I'd never heard any insight from you before, so that makes sense.
Well, there you go. Proof. Rio, thoughts on that one?
Been hit straight at the defender, by the way, guys, and Zagreb are coming away. Substitutions, Bowen's going to be next on. They've just shown him being prepared on the side of the pitch, so that'll be the next change.
Okay.
So that's the first for tonight as well.
Go on.
That's the first time I've ever heard the phrase Arthur Masuaku and shoring up the defence.
Yeah, fair point. Well, what do you make of that, though, Rio? Do you think it'd be a good idea to get him on for 15, 20, give him a bit of match experience? 15,
20 seconds, maybe. I'm not sure about 15, 20 minutes. Not that I have no faith in him, and I think that... No, he needs a run out, but it's just give it 5 or 10 minutes towards the end. Not quite yet.
Yeah, I might consider him maybe for the wing back rather than the left back role. That might make me feel a little bit calmer. Yeah. He has got the pace.
Silly free kick given away by Fredericks, about 30 yards. Substitutions being made. Vlasic is the one coming ashore, and as I say, Bowen is coming on in his place.
Okay.
Silly free kick, basically. Fredericks just sort of dived in behind the guy. From behind, so it's about 35, 40 yards out. Slightly.
I'm trying to figure out what Fredericks is actually complaining about there. I mean, it's the most blatant shove in the back you've ever seen.
All played in, all flicked off. I think Souček it's gone out for a corner. Dangerous ball in, but Souček's header cleared it for a corner. Let's see it again. Yeah, you wanted to get on the end of that one. There were two Croatians behind him. That's a good header, that one.
We're into the final quarter of the game. It's still Zagreb 0, West Ham United 2.
Swingers cleared to the edge of the box. And we're not exactly pouring out, staying sort of level of the edge of the box. But now maybe we can come on the break now. Fornals is on the ball, but runs into traffic, and that's a dangerous place to be giving it away because they've got acres of space to run into now. It's in the box on the right hand side, but that's good play from Fornals to come back and cut that out. So and good play there as well from that's over deal. And now we're coming away. Fornals is hacked down, but manages to get the ball away. And now we're going forward. Bowen's on the ball, edge of the box, tries to play a 1-2, but doesn't quite come off. But back out with Fornals, who's cutting inside and makes room for a shot, but it's blocked again. But good little spell this. Benrahma on the ball, tries to beat his man, falls over, gets the ball back though. He's hurt himself doing that, but he did well because he had lost the ball there a little bit. And just playing it amongst ourselves now. I think they're waiting for Benrahma to get back up, and he's back up now. So Zuma on the ball now, plays a long ball in towards Bowen, who looks to be might get the end of that, but it's just cleared ahead of him, and Zagreb now can try and bring it away.
Couple of little bits for you, gentlemen, while we're waiting for the next passage of play to happen. Apparently, it's Declan Rice's 150th appearance for the Hammers tonight. So what a fine occasion on which to score his 6th goal. And some other sad news coming in, which I've just seen pop up on Twitter. The chap who made these, some of you may remember these from back in the day, has died. Sakhaev Sinclair passed away today at the age of 81, which is really quite sad for those of us of a certain generation. I should stress this is what the KUMB servers are running on currently, in case you're wondering why things are particularly slow recently, but we are moving very soon, I can tell you that.
I don't want to make you feel old, but I think that's the first time I've ever seen one of them. And when I say I don't want to, what I mean is I'm really enjoying it.
I'm outraged. Well, now we know when you were born. Of course, this was, I don't know, precedes you by about 10 years of this, but I'll put it together one day. It's still in kit form, which is a pretty rare thing. But anyway, enough of that. 72 minutes gone here in Zagreb. West Ham leading by 2-0. Also leading in the Europa League tonight. Galatasaray have scored, beating Lazio 1-0. That could be a shock. Bayer Leverkusen have retaken the lead against Varos 2-1 up.
It's come in. Rennes 2, Tottenham 1.
Oh dear. It's hard, that Conference League's hard to get out of, though.
Well, you know, there's no easy games in the Conference League, as they say.
In the Thursday night Isthmian League, as it's
what a shocker! Tottenham were ahead there, weren't they, Chris? Weren't they one up?
They were. They've taken off that Harry Kane, and maybe this is what kind of season they'd have been in for if he'd left.
That's a goal scorer for Rennes there. I was great on the board as well.
It was.
Interesting player. West Ham, of course, were strongly linked to in the summer transfer window, doing the business.
Spell for West Ham. Fornals plays the ball into Antonio. Back to Fornals, who gets the shot in, but it's the keepers behind it. But it's a good little spell, good little spell of pressure, just to remind Zagreb that we're not going to sit back all the rest of the game. Fornals didn't quite catch the shot. It wasn't a difficult save for the keeper to make, but that was a good little five-minute spell. Another telling statistic there. Attempts on target, Zagreb 0, West Ham 4. So, wow. The Zagreb keeper's certainly been worked more than Fabianski has.
Friend of the show, Frank Keogh, who, of course, appeared on one of our mod pods last season, taken to Twitter, and he asks, if Spurs get knocked out of the Europa Conference League, do they go to the Vanarama?
The Hertfordshire Senior Cup.
The board, of course, a new signing for Rennes. I can tell you exactly how that goes, because according to Get French Football News, they tell us that despite being both largely anonymous so far, Sulemana and the board combined to give Rennes the lead. Sulemana cutting in from the left. Sorry, shot saved by Galini, who palmed straight to the board, who tapped home. Rennes deservedly in front. All going wrong for Tottenham. No.
Another change for Zagreb. Tolic is on for Mizic, who was the player booked for hacking down Antonio earlier on. I'm not sure how many subs are allowed in this competition, so I'm not sure if that's the last throw of the dice or the...
I think it's 5 in Europe.
the penultimate throw of the dice or the anti-penultimate throw of the dice. But anyway, they've made a change, and it's we got 15 minutes plus stoppage left. They're going to be thinking about trying to. A little bit of desperation will hopefully set in. I'm never sure what this stat means. Passes completed. They've done 350. We've done 356. So what? Oh, now Antonio's got onto loose ball and he's pushed the ball past a desperate attempt to body check him, and he's hit that far too far in front of him. But I think he was clipped there, and I think it's a little bit unfortunate not to get anything, because there was having got his foot in and pushed it past the player. It looked like he was a little bit balked. Certainly stopped him in his stride, so to speak. It just goes to show we're only sort of one more misplaced pass from a goal, sort of getting another one. Now, Zagreb on the attack, down the right-hand side, cross-played in, not a very good one, but it's not a very good clearance from Zuma. But a couple of good feet in there, and again, it's cleared out to the edge of the box.
In other news, Tottenham have just equalised in Rennes. It's now 2-2, 76 minutes.
Now, well played, West Ham. Fornals, Benrahma and Fornals combined there, and they've come away with the ball. And Fornals nearly lets it get away from him, but Bowen's on it now and plays it out wide to Fredericks, who's bearing down to the edge of the box, plays the ball inside. It's a little bit blocked, but it's back out with Benrahma, who gets the shot in, but again, it's blocked on the edge of the area. And we've kind of maybe drawn their sting a little bit, and we're getting to look a little bit more adventurous. Bowen then doesn't quite get the pass through, and we've got to regroup and get back. But another good little spell.
It's looking a little bit brighter, isn't it, for the Hammers?
That's defending. That is superb defending, Cresswell. There was a player sort of bearing down towards goal on their right-hand side, our left. He was bearing. Cresswell showed him outside, and then just let him run the ball out. Excellent defending. They just showed a bit of skill that was able to set that up from Petrovic in the middle there, but sadly not defending. But that was well played from. That was old head on shoulders there to see that out.
Craven Moorhead's just asked a question in the live chat, which I was just about to put to you, Rio, and just as I was about to read it out, he's retracted it. So it was something. I can't remember what it was now, but it was a good one anyway. But Craven, if you want to come back with that one, let us know, and we'll fire that one to the team. West Ham United still leading 2-0 here in Zagreb, looking very, very comfortable as things stand. Just over 12 minutes of normal time left to go. There have been goals elsewhere, I think. No, has there? No, there hasn't been any other goals. Still as we were in the Europa League. Oh no, Red Star Belgrade 1, Sporting Braga 1. I think that was 1-0 a few moments ago. But where are we? 2 substitutions so far. Bowen on for Vlasic. And obviously we saw Benrahma come on earlier for Lanzini. I think Moyes just protecting Lanzini. One more to go. Chris, who'd be your next change?
I mean, I'd be tempted. Antonio always. It's difficult because they score. You're going to want him on, but he's got to that stage where he started letting the other kind of attacking midfielders do his running up front.
Right.
Benrahma's often scurrying around up there ahead of him, and that usually means he's a bit knackered. And then, I mean, I'd give Souček or Rice a rest, possibly Rice, because Souček's actually quietly winning a lot of headers in the box.
Yes, little cameo for the skipper, perhaps.
Him or Kral would be. I'd like to see the new boy, and I'd like to see Mark get some European football.
That question's come in, Rio, so I'm going to put it to you now. Craven Moorhead says, how much more steady do we look with Kurt Zuma at the back? Not bringing Dawson back in on Sunday, or shouldn't bring Dawson back in on Sunday, as Ronaldo will have a field day. What's your view on Zuma's debut performance so far?
He's been quietly solid, hasn't he? I know we've come under the cosh in the second half, but that was only to be expected. But we've dealt with everything, and Zuma's been a key part of that. And he shepherded Diop through this game as well, because Diop's, I think, was one of the only two people without European club experience, tournament experience. So, no, we've got through it. Zuma's done all right, and he'd definitely be my starting centre-back on Sunday. Craig Dawson shouldn't be anywhere near the first team for me. Ogbonna comes back, or Diop retains his pace, but for me, it'd be Ogbonna with Zuma.
We spoke earlier before you joined us on the stream about Diop perhaps enjoying a renaissance alongside, his compatriot there at the back. What do you make of that? Do you think he could perhaps? I'm just going to go to Noam quickly. He's got something for us.
Two more changes being lined up, or three actually. There's Noble, Masuaku, and now Yarmolenko are all stripped and ready to come on. So the ball's in play at the moment, but next time it goes out, they'll Zagreb are sort of attacking at the moment. But again, they run in that defensive blocking unit there when they're defending of Souček and Rice. They get so far, and then they have to turn around and go back, because those two, mind you, they've got a ball out left now, on their left. So, but again, Souček's got a foot in. It's those two in the middle are having fine games.
Yeah, very, very strong. Very strong so far. But Rio, let's just go back quickly. Yeah, sorry, we're just saying about Diop. I mean, do you think he could perhaps enjoy a bit of a renaissance alongside Zuma, someone more experienced, also French speaking?
I sincerely hope so. I mean, what's been the problem with him over the last 18 months, 2 years, is the fact he lacks concentration.
Yeah,
and he gets himself into a lot of problems that way.
Yeah.
Alongside Zuma, as a natural left-sided centre-back replacement for Ogbonna in the long term, we've got a ready-made one. If we can actually coach into him defensive discipline and positioning. He's got all the attributes. He just needs to get that mental side back again.
Right, the changes are up now. Rice is coming off for Noble. It's the first one being announced, and they're just waiting for that to happen. So, Declan's having a bit of a rest. See what the other two are. Just acknowledge the crowd as he goes off. Noble's in. Right, who's on next? We've got 9 minutes left, by the way. Also, the Zagreb are lining up a couple. So Antonio's coming off. Antonio's coming off and I think that's Fornals. Get out of the way. Yeah, Fornals. Antonio and Fornals are off, and Yarmolenko and Masuaku are on. So those are the three changes that we've made. So I think that's our 5 for the day, isn't it? Yes. And we'll say the Croatians have got 2 more. Had 2 more lined up. They're just doing that now. So let's see who that is. That's the number 99 player, Orsic, won't be getting a hat-trick tonight. So he's off, and I didn't see who came on there, but he's off. And go, Jack! He's on, and I think they made 2 there, but I think I've missed one. But
okay,
anyway.
7 minutes left to go. I don't know about you, Chris, but I'm looking at that in typical West Ham fashion, thinking, is that a little bit early to be taking off Fornals and
Antonio? I don't disagree with him. I mean, Fornals is possibly the hardest working player of the team. You want him in the legs, but you do kind of. If you take all of them off who are working hard and do the job, you are slightly worried that it leaves you with maybe a slightly less defensively aware Yarmolenko and a slightly inconsistent Arthur Masuaku. I know some of us are very worried about him. So.
Yeah,
he's there anyway, getting the ball away and inside from tight position on the touchline, and we've managed to work it away to the back. So it's a good little start from Arthur there. He seems to have gone. He's certainly playing in advance of Cresswell anyway, which should sort of put the defensive mindedness worries to bed for a little while anyway.
He's been playing a lot with the kids, hasn't he, in recent weeks, Masuaku?
Yeah, trying to give him game time after his knee problems.
Yeah. Played 3 or 4 games, I think, for the under-23s as he worked his way back from injury. But Rio, were you surprised to still see Masuaku at the club after the transfer window? Did you think perhaps he was one of those that may be expendable?
I thought if we actually needed to sell to buy, he possibly would have been one of the 2 or 3 candidates to go. But I'm not really surprised to see him still here. I think he plays a vital role in the squad. He covers, albeit very patchily, that left back kind of cover. But as an attacking wing back and left-sided midfielder, he does offer a little bit of trickery, a little bit of class at times. So, no, I'm not surprised to see him still here.
I've got to say, I like him. I know mine's not a popular opinion, but I'm still a fan of his.
I like him.
He's certainly entertaining.
Yeah,
well, he's good on Twitter anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, King Arthur's great.
Oh, good ball inside to Masuaku, who's got the ball down by the byline. Wins a throw in, but some good work there between Masuaku and I think it was Cresswell. We just saw possibly the first thing he's done wrong, Souček. Letting the ball run away from him a second ago, but typically he got back to help win it back. But Zagreb on the attack again now, and great play on. It looks a little bit offside, but cross comes in. I don't know what happened there. I didn't see where the ball went. It's obviously gone for a goal kick, but that was possibly the most dangerous moment we've had in the second half. No, it's been played on in the middle there. And ball's played in. Let's have a look to the near post. And it went straight into Fabianski. No wonder I couldn't see where the ball had gone. And Fabianski had it in his hand. A little bit worrying, but 4 minutes plus stoppage left, and I think we've just got to see this one out now. So,
yes, we're on the cusp of victory. It's we're nearly there. But Rio, we've sat here time and time again, haven't we? Surely two is enough. Surely we're not going to throw this one away now.
I'm still not going to be counting my chickens until that whistle's blown.
Just trying to see if there's any more goals going in elsewhere tonight. Marseille still leading, Red Star still leading, Leverkusen still leading. No, it doesn't look like it. Not been a hatful of goals. Also playing tonight, Rangers, Lyon, Leicester and Napoli kicking off. I keep thinking I've got the blinds pulled in here so I can't see outside, but I'm sort of thinking it's about 10 o'clock at night, but because of this early kickoff, Chris, it's still what when it's just turned 7:30.
Yeah, I mean, I could go to sleep at some point. I was most shocked, but Diop just got the seal of approval from Martin Keown, and I don't think you could think of 2 more contrasting central defenders than whatever Martin Keown was at his best and whatever Diop is.
What did he have to say? What did the old monkey?
He said he's been excellent. He's been excellent tonight, which I think is. I mean, to be fair.
Ben Rama had a shot there. He had a little run, beat a couple of players, had a shot, got blocked, balls up to the edge of the box. Masuaku on the left-hand side, looking for help there and feeling about, but retained possession. Played the ball into Ben Rama. Lovely cross in, but again cleared. So we're looking stronger in this last few minutes, and we'll play again. Cresswell's just let that run out for a throw in, cleverly running down a bit of time. And finishing strongly is.
I'd like to see us get a penalty now, so Noble can bang one in. They say scored in Europe. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Just talking about it still being sort of quite early. We're looking at. It's a little bit like when you go to the cinema. Sometimes it's daytime. You come out and you're surprised it's still light. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's weird.
I've been to cinema for a few years now, but you know.
Rio, disappointed with Zagreb tonight?
Very much so. I thought it'd be a much sterner test. I thought they'd make things a lot more difficult in terms of hostility, tempo. I thought they'd take the game to us and kind of dominate from the word go, but we've seen very little from them. It's been very, very, very shocking.
Yeah.
Superb play from Bowen to win the ball back and get the ball away from his man and keep possession there. Lots of little moments like that, and it's been a really excellent performance. It's shown, one, it's shown the best of us both in attack and defence. We looked so dominant in the first half going forward. Second half, of course, they were going to come at us, but a couple of small moments aside, it's been superb. We're just coming up now to the 90 minutes. We'll see how much stoppage is being added on. We've got 3 minutes of stoppage to come. So, and we just started that now, so 6 seconds into that. So, again, Bowen doing well. The ball's getting played to him. He's winning it back. He's keeping it. He's getting it back to another player in a blue and white shirt, and it's, as I say, this has been a fine performance. I've been very, very impressed, and that's a nice ball down the line now around the corner to Noble, who's got Ben Rama down there. Ben Rama just superbly mugs his defender there. Back heels it sort of through his legs. We've got a corner. I'm not really expecting this one to be thrown into the box, but maybe it will be. People are going up. Zuma's gone up, and so maybe it will be. They're not going to play it short. There's Ben Rama plays the corner in, plays it in at the near post, and comes back to him. Again, he turns his defender, trying to get clear of him, but there's a defender down in the box. I guess he's a forward, isn't he, Ademi? But don't quite know what happened there. But he was the one who made. Let's have a look. See.
While you're looking at that, Noam, I can tell you that Genk have scored in Vienna and lead the Austrians 1-0. So a big late goal there for Genk.
That might be a bit. That looked like it might be a bit serious because he went with one of those. Suddenly sort of collapsed with nobody near him. One of those efforts, and those can normally be quite serious. But he seems to be up and running again. He's back. He obviously had a slight awkward twist, but West Ham were in possession and the ball's going to be dropped to us. So again, ball swung in. Headed almost back across goal by Yarmolenko, but straight into the goalkeeper's arms.
I think Zuma might have stood on his Achilles.
Yeah, just might have caught him at the end. It's just when he went down, he was a good 2 or 3 feet away from Zuma, sort of thing. It was like an afterthought. So, again, West Ham sort of keeping Zagreb a little bit like in the first half. They're keeping them penned in. We've got 25 seconds left, and Zagreb know the game is up. They're not really trying to make any more of an effort, and it's just being passed around the back.
Well, one game that's definitely up is the other tie in this group. Genk have won in Vienna. That very, very late goal gives the Belgians all 3 points against the Austrians, who I think are our next opponents, aren't they?
Now, Zagreb had a good move, good position there, but the cross was overhit, and that was pretty mad. That's the final whistle. Final score: Zagreb 0, West Ham United 2, and that's a fine performance. You got to applaud that. Excellent. Can't really say more than that. We're going to hear from Pinky, I think, in a few minutes. He'll be livid if they kettle him in because he's already spent 40p on a return ticket, hasn't he? If he walk back to town, that'll really cheese him off.
The final whistle has indeed blown at the Stadion Maximir in Zagreb. West Ham United have got their Europa League campaign off to the perfect start. Goals either side of the half-time interval from Michail Antonio and Declan Rice give David Moyes' side a super start and take all 3 points back to England. Also winning in the other group game are Genk, who beat Rapid Vienna with a very, very late goal. Perhaps one of the guys can get some information on that one just to see how that came about. But West Ham and Genk both taking 3 points from the opening fixtures, both away wins. tonight. We are going to be joined, of course, as known, said by Pinky from the stadium. Also, hopefully, one or two fellow Hammers who I've managed to line up, going to be bringing us their verdicts of what they've seen tonight from Zagreb. But before we do that, we're going to have a quick run round the room just to see what the guys here thought of it. I think we'll start with Rio. Rio, Zagreb 0, West Ham United 2. Great start for the Hammers in the Europa League. What did you make of it?
Absolutely. It's a thoroughly professional performance. You go away to a place like Zagreb where you're expecting hostility from the word go. Yep. We took control very early on, silenced the crowd, put them on the back foot, forced the error. And I keep saying it week in, week out. West Ham are getting more and more professional, and it's unnatural. It's very unnerving. I can't fault tonight's performance at all. I thought we defended marvellously, and we took our chances when we needed to. Declan, a little bit fortunate with his goal because the keeper's had an absolute shocker, but absolute fantastic driving run through the middle. In the end, 2-0. And you can't say we didn't deserve it because we absolutely thoroughly outplayed them.
Chris, Rio says we thoroughly deserved it. Couple of shockers maybe from the goalkeeper, but what's your initial reaction to what you've seen tonight?
I just think professional, and I mean, as I've said in a few match report recently, I think we're just a good team, and it's not that point now that we're just having good games and it shouldn't be happening. We are a good team. We controlled that like a team that goes away in Europe as expected to win.
Yeah,
I mean, you could say no. None of us are ever really used to it. None of us expect it. Every time, it still comes as a pleasant surprise. But we just looked comfortably better, and as that game went on, we just looked like we were gonna win 2-0, and we decided we were gonna win 2-0, so we kept the ball. And yeah, I just thought everyone played well, if not better. I'm just thoroughly impressed, surprised still, even as I say it.
Thank you, Chris. I get that. I think we're still sort of, we've been a very, very good side for months now, haven't we? But you're still watching these games thinking, no, it's all going to go wrong at the end. But I mean, it's not. You're absolutely right. We're a very good team. And no, Chris saying that, West Ham were just comfortable tonight and never really troubled, were we? Surprisingly.
Yeah, there were a couple of sort of, half chances, I suppose. But, it was, they were always going to have to come at us in the second half. Yeah. And that second half, or even again towards the end of the second half, we were sort of more pressing than that was how I thought Zagreb were going to play in the first half. Their sort of first 15, 20 minutes. So just been showing the goals again, and as I say, it's gone through the keeper's leg, but Declan's earned that from his interception. He shrugs off the player who he's taken the ball off and gets away from him. So a little bit of luck, but you earned that. I mean,
of course.
I as I say, I'm just mightily impressed with that. That was much better than when I'm dead hopeful. Well played. I'm just keeping an eye out as usual for any post-match interviews with anybody. We haven't. We just had Joe and Carlton Cole, at the moment, and they're just saying that they can't contain their glee. They the big smiles on their face, and just saying that they never once thought that there was going to be any other result. And
it felt a bit like that, didn't it? From the certainly from when we scored that first goal. But in that team tonight, we had two of the four debutants, Rio, Kurt Zuma and Niko Vasic, both coming in, both doing decent jobs. What did you make of their performances? And were you perhaps surprised to see Areola and Kroll not involved at all?
Not so much Kroll, Areola definitely. As for the other two, Vlasic, he looks just so assured on the ball. He's already, his little cameo on Saturday looked really good. Looked quality again tonight without setting a world alight, but he linked up play really well. When he gets the ball, he knows what he wants to do, brings other players into the game, got a touch of quality about him. Yeah. Zuma. Now, I was a little bit dubious about signing him. I thought initially he didn't really want to come here. But you can't deny his pedigree at European level, and a very assured and accomplished performance tonight, coming into a side with a much changed defence. Some probably players he's never kind of had much time, even on a training ground, to acclimatise to. But yeah, very assured performance, and I'm very happy with it. And I hope he carries on that reign in the next few games.
No.
Yeah, just having said, I'm keeping an eye open, waiting for David Moyes and all that. BT are going to the Rangers Napoli game now, so we won't be hearing from that. That'll be something for later on somewhere, I suspect. But if anybody's hanging around waiting for me to regurgitate what they're saying, it ain't going to happen tonight.
Few results for you quickly elsewhere in the Europa League tonight. An absolute stormer of a game in Spain between Betis and Celtic. Celtic led 2-0 over there and looked good for a win, but eventually went down 4-3. They were 4-2 down, managed to pull one back, but it wasn't good enough to earn them a share of the spoils. Dinamo Zagreb, as we know, lost 2-0 at home to West Ham. We've been watching that one. Galatasaray beaten Lazio. Bit of a shock, that one, I think. 1-0 to the Turks. Lokomotiv Moscow held 1-1 in Russia by Marseille. Moscow having to come from a goal behind there. Red Star Belgrade beating the Portuguese Braga 2-1. Maybe a bit of a shock in that one as well. Midtjylland and Ludogorets drawing 1-1 in Denmark. Bayer Leverkusen beating Ferencváros of Hungary 2-1. And of course, the other game we know the result of is the other game in our group. Rapid Vienna beaten at home by Genk. A last-minute goal, I think we understand. Have we got any information on that one, chaps? Did anyone?
Yeah, Paul Onuachu scored a last-minute winner. Another striker we've been linked with all through the summer.
Yeah.
And according to my Belgian friend, he's probably their only decent player. And he's the one to watch out for when we play them in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, there we go. So West Ham and Genk, the two teams, perhaps surprisingly, to take wins from tonight. In the Conference League, Spurs drawing 2-2 with Rennes. Came back from 2-1 behind. Another English club involved in competition tonight. Chris, Michail Antonio. All the talk in Croatia before the game at the press conference yesterday was about how much they feared Antonio, big, strong striker, in very much a Premier League player. Did you think he lived up to expectations tonight and proved, to be the difference?
I think that, and at least, yeah. I mean, in that first half, there was a period, maybe in the middle of the first half, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes, where he looks like he was on it, and they couldn't get near him physically. They couldn't get near his skills. They couldn't get near his pace. I thought, and he's probably quite unlucky not to have got in for a chance, having been slightly taken down in the second as well. Here he is.
Great timing. Here we go. Thank you for that, Chris. Joining us live from the Stadion Maksimir in Zagreb in Croatia. A very, very happy, I would imagine, Pink Palermo. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. I mean, an absolutely comprehensive victory for West Ham United tonight. Second half was pretty much more of the same as the first, well in control, really. Zagreb had a little bit more of a go at us, but Declan Rice's superb finish with his left leg simply killed them. And that's just a few of the players doing the warm down now, getting a very generous round of applause. But no, the Rice finish knocked the stuffing out of Zagreb. And I'm afraid, if that's the best this league over here has got to offer, we're going to top this group come the end of the qualifying sessions, of that, I've no doubt. So very easy, not easy, but a very good win for us tonight, I thought.
I don't know if you've seen the result from the other tie in this group, but Genk won 1-0 in Austria, scored a last-minute winner. So 2 away wins in the group so far, but all sort of bodes well for West Ham. I'm talking about the team out there tonight. A couple of players in the side that wouldn't normally start. Ryan Fredericks came back in place of Vladimir Soufal. Diop back in the side in place of Ogbonna. We've sat here time and time again, haven't we, and talked about Diop's defensive issues. But what did you make of those guys tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the side tonight was a little bit mix and match, but it's the squad management you've got to do when you've got a relatively small squad still. Bearing in mind, we're still in 4 competitions this year, and the manager's got to juggle players. I mean, if you look at our workload, we've played today, we'll play Sunday, we'll play Wednesday, we'll play next Saturday. It's a lot of games to squeeze in, and sometimes it's a case of you have 9 first picks out there and 2 dodgy ones. And everyone have their own opinion as to who the 2 dodgies were tonight. But you've got to put them in somewhere, because if you just have the same 11 every week, come February, you'll just be fit to drop. So tonight, Diop made 1 or 2 errors, if I'm being honest with you. But against this quality of opposition, they didn't punish us, that's for sure. But I think if we're in the latter stage of the competition, that's when you need your first picks out there all the time. But for now, to get out of this group, that strength team is more than enough.
It was 1-0 at half-time when we last spoke. Michail Antonio scoring the only goal. We saw a wonderful solo effort from Declan Rice, picked up the ball just inside his own half and almost Paul Ince-like, I'm thinking Aston Villa all those years ago, ran some 60 yards towards goal and slotted the ball home between the goalkeeper's legs. Was that towards you guys, or were you at the other end of the pitch?
No, that was off in the distance. So that was down the far end. So, he was running away from us. But, we commented earlier, the lads I'm stood with, the benefit of having a 2-footed player in the team, and to be able to actually, pull the trigger with his left peg, bury the ball, just shows what a very good professional footballer we've got in Rice. The support here to now, by the way, Graham, is we're locked in, as is the norm on these European trips. And I don't know if you saw it on TV, but the opposition fans unfurled a banner that was, I would suggest, a touch unwise. It says, "Congratulations, you have just met."
We did see it.
Thinking,
yeah, we did. I was going to remark on it actually at the time. I was going to say I wonder where they'd got that from, but yes. Can you give us a quick pan round the stadium, a slow pan round with your camera, so we can just see how it's looking there right now. So there's the away end. Most of the Hammers fans waiting to go, and you can see the home stands pretty much empty. That banner's gone. I think it was there, wasn't it, at the Bad Blue Boys stand? But obviously homage to West Ham fans of yore unfurled there. But I didn't actually see that unfurled, Pinky, but I thought it had been there all game. But anyway, no questions for Pinky.
Firstly, Pinky, it's something I commented on earlier on before you came back on, but if they make you walk all the way back to town, how annoyed are you going to be that you paid 40p for a return ticket?
Never mind that. If they make me walk all the way back to town, I'll be worried, will I bloody make it? It's 4 kilometres. I mean, if we got to walk back to town, I want a certificate at the end of it, not one that says I'm COVID-free. It's, I suspect we'll get the kettle, but you never know. As ever, if you can slip the net, you do.
I don't know, maybe this is something for me to let you know about, but the Lanzini substitution where they brought Ben Rama on, I've been speculating that something like that might happen. It might be wise. I don't know if you saw it, but the first showing, he slid in on a player to make a defensive tackle, and first showing from the angle that the camera was, looked like it was a really good tackle. When you saw it again, he didn't get anywhere near the ball, took the player out. Now, he was a bit lucky that the referee didn't see it that way, because having been booked rather unjustly in the first half, he would have gone. But I was saying he was only one mistimed tackle away from reducing us to 10 men. So were you aware of that at the time, or when he came up? Yeah. So,
No. I mean, in all seriousness, Gordon, trying to see any real level of detail here when you are, it's got to be, even to the nearest goal to us, it's got to be 80 yards. Yeah. Something like that. So, you can barely see, the 6-yard line, if you know what I mean. So any kind of detail, we just can't see.
Yeah. Well, then that's one for you. Then just to let you know that substitution was almost certainly protecting having 11 on the pitch rather than any sort of tactical stuff. It was also made very early in the comparison with the others. So I said at the time.
I think the Vlasic sub was probably pre-planned. He's still getting fit. I commented after the Saints game, he was blowing it out of his backside after 10 minutes. Did a bit better tonight, but it's the classic: sign a player early in the window and you're paying him $100,000 a week, and the chairman's whinging about about, I've got to pay him all that money. So you sign the player late in the window to save the money, but you're going to spend 5 or 6 weeks getting him fit. You pays your money or not in the case may be and takes your choice. So, but it's nice to see, a few of the players get a run out in Europe tonight. And, you think some of the old stages, Noble getting on the field, very, very good indeed. The supporters here, delighted with what we've seen. As I say, everyone in good heart, good spirits, impeccably behaved. And we just look forward to the stroll back into town and see what delights that may bring us.
Well, let's hope everything goes okay. Chris, what have you got for Pinky?
I just really wonder the feeling of whether there's just a lot of optimism in there that this squad's got the depth to play all these games, really, because we made big changes and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, in truth, I suspect we'll see a genuinely weakened team at Old Trafford in the middle of the week, next week.
Yeah.
I think that's when you'll see the full second string out. If we're going to sacrifice a competition this year because of squad depth, I think that will be the competition we sacrifice. Because believe you me, the supporters want to go a long way in this competition. I'm assuming everyone's booked their rooms for Seville already, have they? You have, haven't you?
I've been practicing my Spanish.
I've told her indoors that's where I'm going to be in May. So.
Yeah. So, all of that. So we haven't got quite enough players, but to be fair, that's probably the strongest bench we've managed to have for 10 years as West Ham, I would think. Maybe longer, maybe 12 years. I think that's the strongest bench we've had for a dozen years. So, it's getting better. I think that shows what good, solid recruitment this manager's doing. Judicious purchases, no real panic buys, building slowly, building steadily, building in advance. I mean, Kroll, you could say he's the player that's going to come in for a player who may be sold in a year's time. Zuma's come in, the right sort of age as Ogbonna starts to fade. So, we've actually got a manager who's planning for the future, and it's on nights like this when it really pays off. So, hats off to David Moyes, but hats off to the players tonight because that was a consummate professional performance for West Ham United. And I think also a big hats off to the 12 or 1,300 fans that are in the stadium tonight because it's been an absolute heartache getting here with all the rules and regulations and all this and that. And every support that's come here tonight has made a huge effort to get here. So well done to all of them. Brilliant stuff from the boys tonight.
Yeah, well, it's just a shame we couldn't see more of you on TV because, as you'll probably find out when you get to see the highlights, the camera didn't extend as far as the terraces. All we saw was the back of the running track, or at least what would have been the running track.
We're so far away, we're almost in Italy. That's how far away we are. I mean,
Rio, questions? Anything for Pinky?
No, I mean, he's covered most of the things I was going to ask about how the fans have been behaving and how much they've enjoyed themselves. So I just hope that your hosts tonight kind of reciprocate and don't cause any havoc for you later on.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a long avenue to walk down, which has got lots of little places that people will pop out of, undoubtedly. But we'll see. If they're sensible, they'll show us appropriate respect because the supporters here have behaved themselves. I know there were press reports of 1 or 2 minor skirmishes last night in town, but to be frank, this has been the quietest West Ham United away trip that I can recall. So I think the supporters have been quite superb, frankly.
Just stay safe out there, mate.
All right. Right, I'm going to sign off now, fellas. Okay.
Right, my friend.
Cheers, lads. See you in
as
a week.
Everyone said, have a safe journey home and we'll catch you at the weekend. Well done, Pinky. Thank you.
Right, cheers, boys.
Cheers, mate.
There you go. There's our man on the spot in Zagreb, the Pink Palermo, telling us how it was live from the behind the running track at the Stadion, whatever it's called, the Stadion Maximia. But good stuff. Hopefully we'll be joined, if time permitting, we'll be joined by 1 or 2 more Hammers fans who have made the trip out to Zagreb tonight before we call it a day. Before we move on, gentlemen, just want to give you a couple of comments from some former players that have been watching that game tonight. Danny Gabidon has taken to Twitter to say, really, really good that from West Ham. Did Gabidon play in Europe for us? Did he play in Palermo?
Oh, Christ, that's a...
I'm not sure because he got injured, didn't he?
He did, didn't he? He had that long spell out, didn't he? Maybe
Yeah.
maybe we can find out. Let's see. But Gabidon, anyway, very, very impressed with West Ham's performance. Matt Jarvis, now he definitely didn't play in Europe for West Ham. Says, of course, Matt Jarvis, who recently retired, says, I'm delighted to see West Ham back in the Europa League tonight. And what a great result. Mikhail Antonio and Declan, well done. And who scored? The stats of folks talking about Kurt Zuma's game. We've all discussed Kurt Zuma's performance tonight, his debut for the Hammers. Won 2 aerial duels, pass success rate of 86.4%, 6 clearances, 3 interceptions, 1 dribble, and a rating of 7.26. As who scored, say, a very decent showing from the centre back. One more message I want to bring you before we move on from our very own the H List head Hammer Shark, our KUMB columnist of some repute, took to Twitter after the game to say, I continue to feel like I'm watching someone else's football club. It's incredibly rare and all too fleeting when you get a synergy of fans, players and management. We would be sensible to savour this. Wise words, yeah?
Definitely. He's a superb lad. I mean, I've only met him the once. We did a Stop Hammer Time podcast a couple of years ago. But, whether you agree with him or not, every word he writes is so well thought out and
genuinely
and witty and clever. And I hate him.
Steal his gimmick like I did. It'll work for you eventually.
But no, he's a definite major asset to the site. As I say, I mean, it's a marvellous tweet. Yeah. You sit there and you try and think up something sort of witty and clever to sum up, and only to find that he's just done it off the top of his head like that, and it's
Well, I mean, Chris, you sorry, Rio, you wanted to come in there quickly?
Yeah, just Danny Gabdon played 2 games in 2006, 2007 in Europe for us.
Were they the Palermo games?
I am trying to find out. I believe they were.
He was in the 3-0 defeat where Di Michele scored against us. Yeah, he was.
Michele.
Yeah, I know.
Stimulated.
Hogan I've never really been able to say this. Ephraim was on the bench for that game, and I'd have thought he was gone about 10 years before that.
Wow. Wow. I wonder if he's still playing. Well, there's another one to look up.
Sheringham came on, and I bet he's not still playing.
Sending you down a West Ham rabbit hole this afternoon. Random facts from the past. Chris, of course, you decided not to try and better the H List is manner of writing and actually copied him the other day.
Straight up.
Why not? Just plagiarise the one of the best writers out there. But seriously, a fantastic body of work he's produced for the KUMB. And he's right, isn't it? I mean, I think you kind of alluded to this earlier in the game. It is like watching another team. It's difficult to get your head around the fact that this is West Ham, a consummately professional team that we are seeing week in.
It is. He's difficult to mimic. I mean, the best joke I've been working on a hyacinth bucket joke since I heard the referee's name. I still haven't got one, so I don't have the speed. I mean, I give it. I mean, I wasn't in favour of Moyes coming in, but everything he's done has been impressive, and I give the credit for that to Moyes. He's got there's young players in there. I mean, Declan Rice plays with the energy of a 21-year-old, and he plays with the head of a 35-year-old sometimes. I mean, these players are prepared, and I put that all down to David Moyes. A Moyes who I thought was a quite stubborn defensive coach who's got us playing this fluid, free-flowing, attacking football at the top as well. It's not right, is it? It's just not right. We're too good or something. I can't even say the words properly.
Where's the what are you going to leave with tonight in your match report for KUMB?
Consummate and convincing are the 2 words I've hit at the start, and that's
it.
about as best I can do.
Like it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I usually don't wear colours to watch a West Ham game, and I've worn a West Ham ladies shirt, and we've won, so I've broken a hoodoo without realising. It's brilliant.
I thought it was the West Ham ladies shirt. You kind of moved into shot.
I like these
briefly.
pinks.
Yeah. You sure it's not salmon pink, is it?
Oh no, I go full pink. I've got no shame. I've got David Blaine comparisons in the chat. I
mean, if we're going to do comparisons, I was thinking slightly a cross between Said Benrahma and Manuel Lanzini, actually, depending on what angle you were sitting at. It must be the lighting.
I'll take that every day of the week.
I don't know. Stick some glasses on him and hang on, let me just do this.
Oh,
Yes, right.
No, you can't go there. No.
I mean, I spent 18 months down under, but I didn't mean that kind of down under. I mean, it was very much.
Anyway, I'm gonna move swiftly
Christ,
on.
I said that out loud. I said that out loud, didn't I?
Yeah, we are about to be joined by another one of the Hammers fans who was out, or maybe more than one actually, who was out in Zagreb tonight. A friend of KUMB, someone I've known for many years. We met many years ago when I used to play for the Internet Irons. There she is, and there he is as well. I'm going to introduce you to two staunch Hammers who quite frequently travel away. On the left, or our left, as we look at it, you can see Martine. And on the right, that's not Johnny Depp. That's Don. Two Hammers fans who travel extensively around the country and the world to watch West Ham. Guys, how are you doing? How are you? I think you're on mute, Martine. You're on mute. Guys. Take yourself off mute. Can you hear us? Come in, Zagreb. We are looking for the Croatian jury. Martine, you're on mute. Can we get you off mute? Can I ask you to unmute? I can ask you to unmute. Will that come up on your screen? Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. Tino, Don, how you doing, guys?
It's really good, Craig. We can't hear you very well.
Well, okay.
It's been an awesome
I wasn't sure
night.
whether. How are you doing? How's your night been? You had a good time? Can you
hang on, mate.
Okay.
Try again now.
Live broadcasting at its best now. How are you doing? How was the night? Fantastic stuff for West Ham. Great win.
It's awesome. We came in here hoping for anything, or basically undertaking a draw. So this is awesome. And it was comfortable, really comfortable.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we've just been talking about that here. Just saying how unlike West Ham that is to go. You know, we don't do it that frequently. We don't often travel to Europe, but just to go away from home and put in Chris's words, a consummately, what was the other word, Chris? What did we say?
Convincing.
Consummately convincing performance. Thank you, Chris. Don, that's exactly what it was tonight, right? West Ham in complete control, really. Never looked troubled.
It was measured. It was calm. It was classic European football. It was, we were never in trouble, except for maybe 5 minutes to begin the second half. And then, as soon as Nobes came on and he tightened up everything, it was done, all over. So, yeah, very, very, very good performance.
What did you guys make of the team? Because obviously there was a number of changes. Ryan Fredericks come in, Issa Diop playing alongside Kurt Zouma making his debut. Did you have any concerns going into the game? Or were you quite happy with the way it sort of Moyes had put his team out?
The problem is, of course, with the Man United game on Sunday, he had to be a little bit conservative. But actually, in some ways, he was quite ambitious. There's a lot of attacking quality there. And, he got it right. What you can say, he got it dead right. Zouma and Diop worked very well together. Cresswell had one of the best nights I've seen him play. He was absolutely imperious, Cresswell. I've never seen him so tight. Yeah. Fredericks was up and down. It was very good. What can I say? It's very good. Glad to be here on a classic European night.
How was your experience of the stadium? Now, we were talking to Pinky.
My friend is telling me we have to go.
Okay.
The steward telling
we're
us
getting
to go.
kicked out.
We're getting kicked out.
That's. We weren't sure whether you were going to be kettled in there or. I can see you are actually the last ones in the stadium by the looks of it.
We're all being thrown out now. We've watched the post-match interviews, done a bit of a cheering for David Moyes, and now we're being chucked out.
Yeah. Tino, were you as comfortable as the rest of us here in the studio watching that? As we said, we weren't really under any great pressure at any point in the game.
I'll be honest, I was more nervous than Don for about 15 minutes in the second half.
Yeah.
Even 2-0 never makes me comfortable anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we had a little wobbly 10 to 15 minutes, and then it was all just calm again. And then I didn't feel worried at all.
2 goals for the Hammers. First goal, I think it was at your end, the Michail Antonio effort. I mean, what a blunder by the defender.
That was a little bit embarrassing. But he put it away calmly again. And if we want a good goal, Rice's goal was amazing.
Yeah.
So he made up for it.
Yeah, he certainly did. A 60-yard run by the skipper. He's
Oh,
150.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And a nutmeg to finish.
Yeah, we were saying in the studios, Don, that the keeper didn't exactly cover himself in glory tonight, did he?
No.
We felt he was a bit dodgy on the first one. He didn't sort of seem
He was
to.
a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, he just seemed
He
to
was
let
late coming
Antonio.
to it.
It was very, very strange. But anyway, I mean, we don't care. We've come away with the points. Genk also winning in the other tie, so 2 victors in that game. But well, what are you guys up to now? Are you going straight back to the hotel? Have you been kettled, or is it you're being allowed to leave at your own volition, as it were?
I mean, I have to say the policing's been really good here. I mean, in terms of controlling the crowd, I think they've been pretty damn good. But so if we're allowed to, we're heading back to the main square, and we've booked a table for dinner. And everything shuts at 12 anyway, so we're going to go and have some drinks and chill out.
Excellent. Well, listen, have a before you go, guys. Anyone got any questions for Tino and Don? No, anything you'd like to ask?
Hello, Don, mate. Long time no see. I'm just thinking how much that Declan Rice 60-yard run reminded me of you in your prime.
You're so right. I was quicker though.
and the answer I came up with was none at all.
Well, I have 2 legs.
Harsh, very, very harsh.
Chris started on you, Gray.
Well, those were the days. Don and I played together a few times, didn't we, Don?
We did.
I've got a question for you guys. From where you were sitting, what did you think of Vlasic?
Chris, do you want to take that one up?
Well, I quite like him. I think he works hard and he shows he's got 2 good feet as well. He seems to be able to shoot with both feet and pass with both feet, which is always good. And he looks up for it. So, which is, I mean, especially early on, that's all you'd ask for a signing for me.
Yeah, he works hard, definitely.
I thought he had flashes of greatness and flashes of
Yeah, yes, I would agree with that.
Well,
Rio
cool.
Vlasic for
anyway,
you.
we've got to go. So,
We'll
cheers,
see you guys later.
Have a
All right,
lovely
okay.
evening.
Well,
Bye-bye.
thanks for joining us. We
Bye-bye.
really appreciate it. Have a
Cheers.
lovely night. Safe journey home. We'll see you all again soon.
See you later, great.
Cheers,
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, there you go. Ta-da. Rio Vlasic, what did you make of his performance overall?
I'm quite happy. He seems to slotted in quite well already. Very early days, obviously. As Pinky said, he's obviously not up to full fitness yet. It's going to take a few weeks for him to actually get up and running. But early signs are good for me. As Chris said, he's got 2 great feet. He always wants the ball. He's intelligent when he uses it. Just got to sharpen up on the defensive aspect a little bit. But he hasn't been bought to defend, has he? He's been bought to kind of create and notch a few goals and notch a few assists. So, but he'll get the defensive discipline instilled into him.
Let's talk man of the match. Quite a few contenders really tonight. No, let me come to you first. Who did you mark down as your top player this evening?
Struggling because it's such a good team performance.
Yeah.
I mean, Declan and Souček were just masterful in that central, midfield. Fredericks had a good game, despite perhaps being one of the 2 that you might have, in Pinky's phrase, might have thought had not been first selection. I don't think there's anyone you could turn out there and say didn't put a shift in. Maybe Lanzini was ill-advised with that tackle in the second half. I think I'm going to give it to Souček, purely because the number of times when they were attacking us and we were being put under pressure, the number of times in a defensive position, they'd be coming forward, storming forward, and then there's Souček in front of them, and he'd just stand there and they'd take one look and they'd go back the other way. Also, a couple of very good defensive headers. So I think I'm going to give it to Souček, but frankly, I think it's a team man of the match award, really, if we're allowed such a thing. But finally, that's Souček.
No, you're not. You can only pick one, so I'm going to give you Souček. Chris.
Well, that's lucky because I was going to go Rice, so that suits me perfectly. Really, I mean, he was very good on the ball, but that run, I mean, it settled down a tough period as well. It was a very timely goal, very well taken. It's just another part to the ever brilliant set of skills he seems to be managing to improve on every week.
Yeah. Yeah, just going from strength to strength, isn't he? Every week he seems to exceed his previous performance. So, okay, Souček for no, Rice for Chris. Rio, who are you thinking?
He could have permed anyone from about 8 or 9 out there. But I'm going to go for a defender because to go away in Europe, a tough place to visit. Certain teams not far away from us have gone to Zagreb and failed miserably in recent years. So I'm going to get to Ryan Fredericks. I thought he started the game really brightly, got a lot of energy up and down the right-hand side. Exactly what he caused the Zagreb kind of left-sided player, kind of pinned him back a little bit. Stopped him attacking us and getting forward. I thought he had a really good, comfortable game all night. And he doesn't get many plaudits, but no, he did a really good job tonight for us.
I was actually going to go for Fredericks as well, so I'm going to change my mind now just to keep it, make things a little bit different. I think I'll go for Vlasic actually, because he's a little bit quiet in the second half, but I thought he just, we touched on it, didn't we, a few times. Just looked like he'd been at West Ham, for a lot longer than a couple of weeks. This, of course, let's not forget, it's only his first ever start, only his second appearance for the team, but just looked so comfortable on the ball in the first half. And I think he's going to be a huge asset to us going forward. Essentially replace Jesse Lingard, and I'm not sure he's going to, make much difference in terms of the quality. I think he's equally good. And of course, he's got youth on his side as well, 5 years on Jesse. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's so Noam going for Souček, Chris going for Declan Rice, Rio going for Ferdinand. I'm going for Vlasic, and Tino and Don going for Cresswell. So I think that's a measure, isn't it, really, of just how well we played as a team tonight, that, there is really no unanimous decision tonight. But anyway, good stuff. Moving on. Should we have a quick look at the forum, gentlemen, and just see what's going on? Now, who would like to? Chris, do you want to take this one? You've been keeping an eye on it.
You'll be surprised to know that Ironing Board has had praise for David Moyes. He thinks he should be the Tartan Bielsa these days rather than the Tartan Diego Sirioli. Ace Face says the Europa League does perverse things to you. I spent the draw for the first time in my life hoping for tougher opposition, and now that performance was so clinical and drama-free, it almost felt anticlimactic. Not sure the stadium itself helped. Makes the LS look like a bear pit, which, I mean, is fair. I think that makes our stadium look quite tight-knit, the amount of space they took to the sides there. But it's just people quite proud more than anything to see us go into Europe and just perform. No fuss.
Yeah. There it is. Good stuff. We can't do the opposition this week because we were joking about it before. And obviously, none of us speak Croatian, so
yeah,
pointless looking.
I did find you a forum, but I wasn't quite working out. I wasn't quite finding the nuances in the language to make sure it was quite suitable. That could have been awful.
There you go. We've had some comments from the players coming through on Twitter. Mikhail Antonio, the first to respond. Saying a quick flight over for a game in Europe, points in the suitcase. Now it's time to head back home with them. What a night. Come on, you Irons. Thomas Souček, who was Noam's man of the match, says, first challenge in Europa League. Good work, guys. Thomas clearly preparing for a potato salad on the flight home there, you would assume. And Ryan Fredericks, who was Rio's man of the match, saying that I enjoyed that. It shows we're not just here to take part. Thank you to the fans for the amazing support from all you. Thank you for the amazing support from all you travelling fans, I should say, at West Ham. So, yeah, everyone, it's been a really good night so far, hasn't it? But we're going to look ahead now to the next couple of games. Well, I mean, the next two games are against Manchester United, home and away. It's Leeds and then Rapid Vienna. So we'll concentrate on the Premier League fixture on Sunday. Noam, this is our first test, isn't it, of playing in what you frequently refer to as the Thursday Night League, coming off the back of that and playing in the Premier League. Of course, we're doing it against someone who's been in the same boat to a degree. I guess you could say that Man U have had an extra 48 hours or so respite. Yeah. But What's your view on this one? It's first real tough test, I guess, for us this season. I suppose you would say Leicester should have been, but they didn't really, provide a stern challenge. What do you make of this one?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because the number of players who you'd expect to start. You'd expect Soufal to start as well as Fredericks played tonight. Yeah, I think Soufal's got that position in the league. And obviously we're going to have to rejig with Antonio not being around. So I'm just trying to think how he's going to line up front. I mean, obviously we're not going to have a particular target man, but do you think I think possibly Bowen might get the start? He did quite well when he came on tonight in terms of he was trying to stop attacks coming down his side, and then when the ball was played up to him, he would hold on to it quite well, and usually find a fellow teammate to bring them into play, which is it's obviously part of a target man's job, although nobody would ever call Bowen a real target man. But I mean, I think these games become a lot easier when they've got a journey home tonight. They'll probably be back around Stansted around midnight-ish, I suspect, and by the time they get home from there, it'll be 1 a.m. Okay, they'll get a lie-in tomorrow night. But these games are a lot easier to play on a Sunday after a European night when you've won. And there'll be a certain amount. First game in Europe, there'll be a certain amount of adrenaline kicking in on this, and traditionally we do quite well against them at home. And so I'm looking for us giving a good account of them. It'll be different sort of problems that we face because they won't be getting 11 like Southampton, 11 players behind the ball, and they will have a little bit more in terms of attacking nous about them. So that also helps with us because then we can play our counter-attacking game. I think what helped what we saw today is the fact that we've got 2 games. We've got a plan B. Yes. Because first half we dominated. Second half we played them on the counter, and we were quite good at both. So I'm looking forward to Sunday. Go for it. Let's have a win.
Okay. Good stuff. Go for it, says no. Rio, what are your thoughts about this one?
Obviously, it's going to be an absolute tough one, isn't it? We've been saying for the last few years that Man United are getting increasingly worse. Ever since they signed Fernandes, they've stepped up a gear, and it's rubbed off around the whole team. They've finally invested in some a decent centre back. They brought some forward. I don't know. He's a bit of a pedigree, apparently. I ain't seen much of him.
Irish guy, Ronald O something.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. But they've also got the strength in depth that they can chop and change a lot more than we can. We'll be utilising at least, I'd say, 7 or 8 of the starters tonight. And you just got to hope that fatigue doesn't set in. When obviously we've got to play them twice in 4 days as well. I'm not hopeful for Sunday, but confidence is flowing through this side. As a team, we look an absolute unit and half. We're playing in the right manner. As the coaching staff do everything meticulously, and professionally. So you just got to hope that against a team packed full of internationals and superstars that we don't go into our shell. One thing Moyes was criticised about last year is every time we come up against a so-called bigger side than us, we kind of sat on the back foot a little bit more. And that's the only criticism he's really had since he's been here.
Yeah.
I just hope we don't revert to type again.
Okay, good stuff. Chris, back to the Premier League on Sunday. We host Manchester United. What are your thoughts ahead of this one?
I'm worried without Antonio. He's almost 2 players up there at times, and I think he scares defenders. And I think if Rafa Varane's ever going to have a welcome to the Premier League, I think Antonio might have. I'm not sure you get those kind of players in Real Madrid at training every day. I think he'd probably not come up with many like that. But there's clearly spirit and confidence in this team. I mean, I always kind of expect we might score, and we look solid at the back. It'll be interesting to see who he plays. I wouldn't say I'm confident, but again, every game we go into now, I think we got at least half a chance.
Okay, good stuff. West Ham United versus Manchester United this Sunday. What time's kickoff, gents? 2 o'clock.
I think 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, isn't it? Early afternoon Sunday. Big test for the Hammers, that one. But there'll be another big test in the Europa League in just 2 weeks from now when we have our first home game in Group H. Obviously got off to a flying start tonight with the win in Zagreb. And we face a team that will have plenty to do, having been beaten at home by the Belgians, Genk tonight. Rapid Vienna lost 1-0 to a last-minute goal. Going to be a completely different sort of game, this one, Noam, isn't it? You know, Vienna, the fourth seed, effectively, in this group, the weakest side. West Ham win that. We're in a fantastic position, aren't we? You know, you'd be looking at 6 points from 2 games. But is this one that you think perhaps David Moyes will be looking at, thinking, well, we've got Brentford after that at home. Will it be one you think he'll be resting players in again?
No, I think he'll put a team as strong as tonight's was out.
Okay.
And we'll being at home, I think we'll be going at them. I'd like to think if we can get a decent lead on them, then you rest players as with the end of the game coming up, a little bit like tonight. When the game is, hopefully, if it's gone the way you wanted it to, then it's then you sort of rest those players. So, I'm looking for. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We've got 2 games before then, but I'm looking forward to these European nights. It's I think after 50 years, 51, 52, 53 years, I think it's coming up now of supporting them. And it's been a while. I think I've earned it.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say. Rio, Vienna. It wasn't me, by the way. Vienna Man U at home, Man U away, Leeds away, and then Vienna in the Europa League. You've really got to think this is going to be one we're going to go for the jugular in. You would expect, and try to maximise our return from.
Yeah, I can see us resting a lot more players than anticipated for the cup game, the League Cup game. But every other game, I expect to put out a very strong side and go for it. We've earned our right. We've earned our right to be respected in the Premier League. We've earned the right to be respected in the Europa League now. Only 1 game in, but we've set down our stall tonight. Going to Croatia isn't easy. We made our mark, come away with a really good win. Now we've got the other teams in the group got to think. And we were supposed to be the 3rd worst team, wasn't we, based on European UEFA coefficients? Yeah. Didn't look like that tonight.
Mm-hmm. Certainly didn't, did it? I think the Euro Club Index put a piece out earlier today where they were listing teams in their priority. I think we were actually the 3rd best team in that. I think it was Sociedad and Leicester were 1 or 2 in reverse order, and I think we're ranked 30th currently in their index at the moment. Not that it means a lot because it's based on finances, but anyway, Vienna, Chris, they would have been very disappointed, wouldn't they, to have lost at home tonight? But you would think, having seen West Ham go to Croatia tonight, when it's going to be a bit of a daunting task for them.
Yeah, I think these especially for those sides, it's going to be the home advantage is going to be hugely important, and I think Zagreb, they'll be the same. They'll be thinking that's bigger chances, and probably puts them in a very difficult position, both sides now, to be qualifying at all. Whereas I think would have spread fear throughout the rest of those teams, honestly, with the way we controlled that. Because I'm not sure they'd have been too confident they go to Zagreb and take an easy win. And we've kind of sauntered over the line. as that's gone on. And we're going to go flying through with confidence as well. Actually, I'm baffled to be saying it out loud. I really am.
We're all stunned. No, we can't respond. What's he saying? What are these words coming from his orifice? Doesn't make any sense as West Ham fans. But no, you're absolutely right. It was a comfortable win, and it's thoroughly enjoyable, gents, isn't it? To watch the Hammers play like this. I guess we're getting a glimpse of what it's like to be a fan of a, dare I say it, top 6 team at the moment. But anyway, that's where we are by merit. That's just about it from us tonight, I guess. We've covered every angle. My thanks to my team. No?
Yeah, sorry. I think Rio's about to remind you of something. I think you
Rio?
there was something you wanted to say at the end as well.
Yeah.
There was 2 things. Ogun Ephrafine hasn't played league football since 2015.
He's
squirreling
away there.
Wow. Okay.
Despite the fact he's only 33 years old. Yeah.
I was going to say, he can't be that old because I think he was a teenager back then. Or he would have been if it was 14 years ago.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
And
also, there's a little something to say at the end, which... No,
I was just going to come to that, actually.
Yeah.
I hadn't forgotten. I think we're on the same wavelength, but thank you for the reminder anyway. My thanks to Rio, to Noman, and to Chris, making his Eyes Up Mother Brown debut. What a fantastic performance it was too. Nearly as consummately comfortable, should I say, as West Ham in Zagreb tonight. Thanks, Chris. I really appreciate it. And we look forward to getting you on again soon. As Rio has pointed out, there is one more subject I wanted to touch. This is quite a difficult one, actually. So please bear with me. A couple of months ago, when was it? Back in May, we had a post from one of our long-term members who posted under the pseudonym Hammer Leroy, who let us know that he'd been receiving treatment for prostate cancer and sadly received a terminal diagnosis. At the time, he was waiting for his grandson to be born, and his one last remaining wish was that he would see young Joshua, I think his name was, before he passed away. Leroy came back on the forum sporadically, and I think just blew everyone away with his honesty and the manner in which he was handling his situation. Just incredible, really, given what he was facing. But sadly, we found out earlier this week that Leroy's his real name is Jeff. I'll call him Jeff now. Passed away earlier this week on the 13th of September, Monday night, I think. But the good news was that he did manage to get to see his grandson before he passed away, and that was what he was, really holding out for. He was a good poster. He was a good man, really valuable member of our community. And, I think our hearts go out to his family, his wife, Carol. Just incredible the way he handled it. I'm not particularly good with stuff like this, so I'm going to pass it over to our Nick, a fellow moderator of ours on KUMB, who, of course, has suffered his own problems with illness in recent years, and was somebody who became very close with Jeff. And this is what Nick had to say about Jeff. Nick, writing in an article on the site earlier this week, Nick wrote, Jeff was a true gentleman that, despite what he was going through, found the inclination and the time to support others. He was an amazing character, the child of a Second World War American airman that he never knew, but he seemed to have this resilience come across in his words and the way he carried himself. He was a man I had nothing but total admiration for. Sadly, as I mentioned a few moments ago, on the evening of the 13th of September 2021, Jeff passed away. He's already left a hole in my life. The world today has become a slightly sadder place now Jeff is no longer with us. I will be forever in his debt for his words of encouragement to keep me going, for his bright humour in dark times, and a bravery and dignity I could not even begin to emulate. He was a role model to me, a true hero, and I'm going to miss him in our email exchanges. Sleep tight, Jeff, and may your legacy live on for many, many generations. I really don't have anything more to add to that, just to say that, God bless you, Jeff, and I think that one was for you tonight, that win out there in Zagreb. That's just about it from us tonight. We'll
Well done,
catch
Craig.
you all very soon.
Yeah.
Till then, come on, you Irons.
Night all.